Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rose Patton's Hangout of the Obsolete. What is the title of this hangout?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Ladies and gentlemen, it was going to be called the Coriolis effect of laughter, but they denounced my suggestion.
Pillbox, why don't you have hangouts?
I mean, I was going to host one, but why when if Rose hosts hers? I mean, why would I try to compete with that? You know?
Because I would come to yours. I would come to yours and Rose's, man. If y'all did a hangout together, oh, that'd be fun. Like if the Rose and Pillbox, you know what I'm saying? Ultra
Yes.
midnight hour awesome hangout or something.
Right. Well, we're gonna try to make that happen, Neil. But yeah, Neil, earlier, as far as what you were saying in the other hangout, you know, that actually helps my worldview. Is what I'm trying to figure out why, you know, or if that's supposed to go against what I'm saying, or because I hear a lot of people say a lot of things, and so far, when it's accurate, it does not hurt my worldview.
I don't care what you believe. Just don't attack me for what I do.
I'm not attacking you, especially when you help my worldview. I mean, yeah, you know.
I don't really.
Planes work, right? Planes go in the air, they fly to locations, and they land, and they don't have to worry about the effect of anything spinning. You know what I mean?
You're a believer in Christ. The most important thing to me is a believer in Christ. That's it.
I mean, no, absolutely.
I don't have nothing else. And we're all believers in Christ here. So.
It wasn't him, it was me, because I was just like, huh?
Yeah, it seems that a lot of people say, huh? Yeah.
I
that's
did.
what happens.
I said, huh?
Demonstration. Can I do a demonstration
Before you do that, real quick. Pillbox, I'm sorry for anything, you know. I'm sorry for deleting the hangout and all that other crap. But you know what? I think there's a time for me to do that stuff, and I'm sorry I just, like, right now, I'm not ready for that kind of attention. I don't need people coming after
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fine, Neil. You don't even have to mention it. It's fine. I am looking for people, and I got this one troll talking to me right now. He's an atheist, and he's telling me about the Coriolis effect, and then I'm asking him, okay, well, if I have a 200 or 120 grain bullet traveling 2,800 feet per second out the muzzle, and it's a right hand twist, what's the Coriolis effect going to be at 1,000 yards? And the guy says, 8 inches up or 13 down. I'm like, really? So the Earth spins diagonally? I mean, obviously, these people don't even know what they're arguing for, Rose. These people are telling me these things. They have no idea. All you got to do, if you're going to fake it, guys, listen, for you out there, if you're going to fake pretending that you understand pseudoscience, just go to Google and type in Coriolis effect of bullets, and you will find out that actually they're trying to say that it goes left to right, that it walks left or right. It doesn't go up and down. That's elevation, guys. Come on, if you guys are going to fake it, please at least try to research some of these things. My goodness.
It's true. That's true. Because the simple fact is, should I say? Or not?
Yeah, great point. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So we were trying to ask, how did if it's spinning, is it not spinning? If it is flat, it's flat.
No, it's not spinning. We just like the Bible says that it is fixed. It is. There are foundations of the earth. The earth is also the footstool of God. Usually, when I get a footstool, I don't want it to be moving 67,000 miles an hour. That might be an issue.
Can I show you this right? All right, look.
All right, put this down.
No, I want to show. I want to show him. No. I want to show him. Look, you see this right here, right? Hold on, let me go back. Boom. There you go. Now, this right here is not spinning, right? Right?
Yeah, that is definitely not spinning. Yes.
Okay, so if I'm here and I go across right here, right? Why have
slower? They can't see.
Okay. Look, boom. Here. Can I show you this right here? Why haven't I returned to the beginning? I want to show him. Look, see this right here, right?
Sorry about that.
Go ahead. So why hasn't he returned? Like
Why haven't I returned back here?
Like if I left in a plane from New York, why don't I return in New York? Or why do I return in New York? you know, twice. I mean, why can't?
Right, because you're listen, guys, because you don't even, you're pretending you know how the plane is flying. First of all, you have no idea where the plane's flying. The pilots have even admitted that they thought they were doing things that was completely backwards from what they were thinking they were doing, and they're the pilots in the plane supposedly controlling the planes. You guys got to realize they're using autopilots now 99.9% of the time. And secondly, here's the thing, guys, planes fly west to east, right? When they're going from Japan to California over the Pacific Ocean, you know that plane is going to travel east, right? You know, right? And then it's going to travel, you guys got to let me finish. Then if the plane travels from California to New York, you know that it's mostly going east, right? Then it goes from New York to Europe, then it's still going east, right? Then it's going from Europe to Russia, it's still going east, right? Then it's going from Russia to Japan, it's still going east, right? This is counterclockwise. Then let's say it's going from Japan to California again, it's still going east. You just went around the Earth on a flat Earth map. You were going east the whole time. That's not a problem from my worldview, guys. You just went around the world. Yeah, that works on a flat Earth map. Yeah, that's how it works.
That works here.
That's how it works on a flat Earth map.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Look, I'm gonna tell you.
You know, I'm just saying. Do you understand? Here's my point. Do you understand? My point is, do you understand that works on a flat Earth map?
Going east. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I just explained. Right, I just explained this. That's my point. Do you understand what I'm saying, though? Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
But I'm back.
That's my point. Exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can be honest. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can be honest, and I can try to re-explain it.
I understand, because the simple fact is, it's northeast, southwest, right? You go east.
No, I said east, not northeast or southwest. You're just going to go east, and you're going to go from all those different countries around the world. That's how it works on a flat Earth map. That's called going counterclockwise.
No. But how do you come back?
Wait, actually, you know what? Hey, you need to ask him about evolution, though.
But how do you come back?
That's what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm telling you. That's all you got to do is be honest and say you don't know what I'm saying. It's a circle. You're going in a circle. When you just go east, you're making a circle. Do you understand? If I'm just going to go east or west, I'm making a circle around the top of the Earth. That's my point.
Ask him about
to help you out. Go ahead and look at a flat Earth map. Just look at it. The center of the map is like the center of a pizza.
I understand what he's saying, but on that note, how do you get back?
Okay, if you look
listen. If you know what we're saying, what do you mean? How do you get back? If you know what we're saying, then you'll know how you get back. You're just going east. You're going in a circle.
It's flat.
Yes, you're going in a circle. Yes, going east is a circle. Do you understand? If I'm just going east, I'm going in a circle. Do you understand that?
You just explained that you're in a circle. Not flat.
Yes, you're going. Okay. Okay. Can you help him out there? Try to help him out, Rose. I'll be right back.
A circle.
Straight line.
Hold on. A circle is not only round. A circle can be a pizza. A circle could be a frisbee. It could be a coin.
Right. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. It's flat Earth and it's round. Exactly.
What?
So you
a flat rounder.
It's not. Have you ever looked at a flat Earth map?
Okay, then where does what's it called? South and North Pole come from?
No,
there is no South Pole.
The south. Okay, the South Pole is on the borders, and the North Pole's in the middle of, like, say, a pizza in the middle. Like, you know, when they put it in the cardboard box and they put the little thing in there.
You said the South Pole is in the middle. Then where does
no, the North Pole.
No, you got to listen. You got to slow down. No, there is no South Pole. There's a North Pole. There is no South Pole.
There is a South Pole.
No, there's not.
Show me a compass that is a south-seeking arrow compass. Just one.
Ooh, tough one.
There's a lot of south-seeking compasses.
You mean every north-seeking compass that points in any direction. So if you were to walk around the North Pole, every direction that you walk all the way around a 360-degree circle around the North Pole, anywhere that is pointing away from the North Pole is south, correct?
It's not that complicated, you guys. You're overcomplicating this. Real quick, link, Rose, I'm going to send you a link, Rose. I'd like you to show it to Neo, because then Neo can put it up for us, or he can show it to his friend. It'll make a little bit more sense. Hopefully we can get some information.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below. The spotlight is on us. The table is set. The stage is ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's showtime, folks. I am Luke Dog. I have 4 channels. That's Pillbox. He has a channel at least. That's Rose. The reason for this channel, and everyone in between would finish him. To Neo. Hey, welcome to the motherfucking show, y'all.
Luke
Dog in the house.
Woo, woo.
By the way, those of you out there watching for the first time, hey, why don't you go ahead, do yourself a favor, and watch us every single motherfucking time, because we are the best. We will always be the best because we are the best. Fuck Robbie! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the silent portion of the show. That's where I get to capitalize best. This is where I capitalize best, because that's when I was like, alright, if everyone's being silent anyway, then I get to say whatever I want for a brief moment, and that doesn't come around very often. So, I'd like to remind you this portion of the show is brought to you by Blue Moon. Blue Moon, drink it, and you will get drunk.
I hate Blue Moon, it's so gross. Yeah,
well, it gets me drunk. To being drunk. Yeah, I see Luke Dog is going to be the only one drinking tonight. Everyone in here, and nobody has cracked open a bottle, and that's all right, because I don't want to influence people the wrong way. You know what? I'm putting the bottle down. Putting it down. All right, so the topic of the show, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure, but I know you guys always want for real serious topics. So how about flat Earth, round Earth? How about this? Sinking Earth. Let's talk about the sinking Earth. This motherfucking Earth is going down. It's going under.
Did you see the sinkholes that are opening up around the world?
Something about a car.
Right? Alright, so my friend has another point to make real quick. Sorry, hey Luke, what's up?
What up, man? How you doing, Chico?
Love you, brother.
I love everybody. Not in a gay way, though.
No, no homo, of course.
Just want to emphasize that, because a lot of these motherfucking people are just left and right coming out of the fucking closet. Don't let the long hair fool you. Right. Luke Dog ain't no motherfucking queer.
You have one more question. Hey, Luke. Yeah, I love you, brother. But you have one more question before we forget this question, right? This question is about flat Earth theory. All right. So you know how the edge of the planet would be Antarctica, right? Is that?
I don't know geographics, I'll be honest with you.
I mean, is that the theory? Okay. Yes. Why, if the planet is simulating gravity and it's flat, and we're moving up at about 8
Can I clarify? There has to be edges of the Earth, because according to the book of Enoch, he was brought to the edges of the Earth, and that was the first time I thought flat Earth, because I literally just recently heard about it, you know, from a good friend of mine. You know, maybe a month before I saw Enoch, and then Enoch says literally, and I believe everything according to the word, and I listen to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Enoch is that extra biblical book, but let me finish.
Dude, he talked about the portals, with the weather, so what if those heart machines, they know, because the spirits control the humans on the earth, and they know exactly where the portals are, so they make that, but I'm telling you, it all lines together, so they could be...
I heard
it's flat or round, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me, because it's sinking no matter what.
Can I finish my point?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll finish my point, because I got ADHD and ADD and all that other crap. I can't remember the shit I just did 5 seconds ago. Sorry. What I'm saying is, okay, if the Earth was moving up at 8 meters per second to simulate gravity as a flat planet that is not spinning, and I'm trying to understand pillbox, I guess, is who I'm really asking.
I don't, Neo, the Earth isn't moving. I just got to reiterate that. I'm telling you, it's not moving.
I'm telling you. About the whole gravity thing. Well, let me ask.
Right, but the Earth isn't moving. What does that have to do with the gravitational pull? Do you think spinning objects create gravity?
No, okay, let me ask the rest of my question real quick. Okay, So the edge of the planet would technically be Antarctica, right? Or no?
Yeah, you can call it that. Yeah, but there's many different locations that have been mapped out because it is so large. It's massive. It's a ring around our plane. I mean, we don't. There could be land past it. We don't know. I mean, like he's talked about Enoch saying that he has seen things no one else has. I mean, I don't know what's past the edge. I mean,
I'm trying to ask a scientific question, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to ask, like, okay, so the edge of the planet is Antarctica or whatever you think it is, because the edge is exposed to all of the cold elements and the middle is hot somehow, that the middle stays warm and the edges are kind of where Antarctica is, since there's a North Pole but not a South Pole.
right? No, the middle is the North Pole, and it's not warm. It's cold. You see, it's also cold because the sun is farthest away from the midpoint, which we would call the North Pole, that's fine, and the outer edge. Those are the two farthest locations from the sun because the same equator works for both models. There's actually more in common than what you realize.
All right, my next question is about
what he's saying is that the Earth is still, and the sun and the moon and the stars and the rest of what we can perceive spins around us.
Then how is there
Does that help?
I mean, we would have to explain gravity.
But
No, what do you mean explain gravity? If you're on a spinning ball, that's the opposite of gravity. You have to tell me why things stay to a ball that's spinning.
No,
Neo, that's a problem for you.
Flat Earth theory, how does gravity work?
How does it work on a spinning ball? That's a bigger problem. On
Well,
a spinning ball, things fly off.
Listen,
Right, Neo, that's a bigger but that's a bigger problem for you, not me. That's my point. You're not okay.
No. What you know? I'm just saying an argument against that is not an argument for what you're saying. You see what I'm saying?
Well, but you're saying that you can explain gravity on a spinning ball?
No. What I'm an argument against gravity on a spinning ball is saying that you explain your position.
Right, that's my point though. We don't have anything to go against my argument. It's much worse for a spinning ball. So why, if you can't even justify yours, why do I have to justify mine? It's much easier to understand gravity on a fixed plane.
Also,
I'm not asking you to justify it. I'm asking you to simply explain to me how gravity exists on a flat Earth. That's all.
Well, yeah, it very well could be magnetism. It's one of the many theories, and I don't disagree with gravity or magnetism at all. But if we're talking about a spinning ball, that's when serious problems arise, and that actually does help my claim.
No,
That does help me.
No, I'm trying to understand flat Earth. That's what I'm saying. Well, how does gravity?
Right, we don't know. That's why it's a theory. That's why we have Newton's theories. Nobody knows how gravity works, Neo. I mean, so if you can find anybody that knows how gravity works, we need to actually find that man and give him a Nobel Peace Prize, and he will be the most famous man on Earth. That's why Isaac Newton called it the theory of gravity. We don't know how it works. You know what I mean? So I'm just confused on what you're trying to say here.
All right, my friend wants to ask questions.
a question, right? When a drop of water is spilled, right? It's still a sphere, right or wrong?
Yeah, a single drop of water retains a shape. Yes.
Right. So therefore, not saying that completely explains it right there.
What? Right. Why does that have to do with the shape of the Earth?
all right, I got a picture up right here. Do you see how the moon and the sun is with the stars?
Thank you very much, Rose. My computer, for some reason, just wants to not work tonight, and I just all I had to do was type in flat Earth model, guys, and you can see all kinds of models. I'm glad Rose could find one, but you know, if you don't research it, obviously it's hard to understand. But as long as you're just going east or west, guys, let me just make this final comment. If you're just going east or west, you're going to cover almost every continent except for like Australia and Greenland and the North Pole. You're going to go across the entire world over and over again if you're going east or west, guys.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Right, I know. That's my point. Is that you don't understand what we're saying. That's my point.
If you look at the picture, you just go like this. If it was, you just spin on it. You don't go around it. You go on it.
Right. The circle inside of the model is the equator. Like, it's not the middle. It's not the outside. It's it's in between the radius. You understand what the radius is, right? Neo's friend, you know what the radius is, right?
Yes.
And then also
wait a minute, Rose, hold on. Okay, so what's the radius?
The radius is, not saying that.
Half of the circumference. Whatever.
Okay, let me just. Okay, listen, guys. But I'm not gonna play games or anything. The radius is the distance from the middle to the outer edge.
Yeah.
So in between the right. So in between the radius is where that equator exists. If you're going east or west on that, you're gonna always be making a circle. That's how it works. Going east is not going straight permanently. If I'm always going east, I'm not going straight, Neo.
Are you saying that the globe is not actually a flat Earth? It's actually like a half a globe, like half a hemisphere?
No. Listen to me. It's a flat pizza Earth. Think of it that way. You understand the radius is the point in between
Bacon
the radius.
Pizza. Now I get it.
There you go. The radius is the distance between the middle and the edge. Do you understand? So the entire span, the actual width is twice the distance of the radius, okay? The equator is in the middle of the radius, okay? So it is 1/4 that width, and that is the circle inside the plane, and that is the equator. East or west, you're going to be going in a circle, Neo.
I still don't get it.
Okay, you guys got to type in flat Earth model, and you will see certain GIFs showing the sun and the moon going around. They are going around the equator. The equator is the line. The same equator on your globe is going to be where the equator is on the flat Earth map. It's really not that. Once you realize it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It's real easy once you get it.
I'm saying my head is round and his head is round. Therefore, the Earth is round.
Get it. But on that note, I mean.
I know. That's my problem. I'm trying to help you.
You can go north and keep going north, and you can end up in the same spot.
No, you can't. And no one's ever done that ever. It does not work that way. When you go north, you will reach the North Pole. If you keep going north, you're not going to be going north anymore. Once you reach the North Pole, even on the globe model, you're not going to be going north anymore. Do you understand that?
This is the North Pole right here. It's in the middle.
Right, so take the mouse, Rose, and go around where the equator would be.
Right here. This is the South Pole. So that's why people were saying, these elite people were saying, oh, so-and-so went to Antarctica. And they go, well, why went to Antarctica? And they're like, yeah. But he had just gone over the Atlantic Ocean in this certain area right here. That's why when you're flying, you go you go down here and then go like that.
So what I was asking
like that, you never go like this.
Why is the edge cold but not the whole planet? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because that's my point, is that if the sun was really large, why wouldn't the whole planet be the same temperature? That disproves, again, your ball theory and actually proves my theory. Because the sun is close and small, only a certain portion is warmed up, Neo. That, again, proves my point.
Pillbox, I don't have a theory.
Okay, listen, it disproves the technical accepted ball Earth theory. If you're thinking of a giant sun far away, yeah, the Earth would be one solid temperature. But because the sun is very close and small, only the spots where the sun is closest to are warm. The sun is farthest away from the edge and the North Pole, which would be the center of the plane. It's really easy once you figure it out, guys. It's much more difficult for a ball Earth scenario. And that's what my biggest awakening was, realizing that all of science actually goes against the ball method. That's what you actually have to realize first. It's just an awakening process, that's all.
Why are the edges colder than the rest?
The edges are cold because the sun isn't close to the edge, Neo. The sun floats on top of the Earth in a circular pattern. It always goes west. It goes clockwise. That's why when I look up and see the sun moving every day, it's going west. It doesn't go east. It doesn't go north. It doesn't go south. It goes west in a circle around the Earth on top, which is the center of the point, which is half the distance of the radius.
So is the sun the center of the universe?
The sun isn't millions of miles away. It's in our atmosphere.
Right. He asked if the sun is the center of the... No, the Earth is the center of the universe. It's called geocentrism, or geocentricity.
That makes sense. Wouldn't Jupiter or not Jupiter, but Mars block the sun?
No, it never does. Shouldn't it? Why doesn't anything ever block the sun? If the sun is so far away and we have other planets in between, why does not the sun? The only thing that blocks the sun could be the moon, right? Couldn't the moon maybe block the sun? But nothing ever blocks the sun. And by the way, the moon's light has nothing to do with the sunlight. The moon and the sun can be in the sky at the same time, and the moon won't even be full. So obviously the sun's rays are not being blocked by the Earth, giving the crescent moon shape. But no, the sun and the moon are in our atmosphere, not necessarily within a few miles. They're actually many thousands of miles away, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 miles, but they're very close. And that's why we have hot spots and cold spots on the Earth.
Still not getting it.
Yeah, it takes a while to grasp it. I mean, it took a while for me. I didn't just automatically go, yeah, I get it. No, I had to look into it, and I had to look into Admiral Byrd. I had to look at his interviews. I read books on expeditions that people went on that were funded through the government, and I read their thesis on it and their findings. So it's not just something that could be easily explained, but if you look into it, it becomes easier at that point.
Right, let me just give him a scenario real quick, Rose, and I'm talking to Neo's friend right now. If you're on the equator on the Earth, it doesn't matter which version, doesn't matter which theory, the equator's the same. If I'm on the equator and it's 12 noon and it's summer and I'm obviously, and it's obviously daylight, it's noon, it's not midnight, what direction do I look to see the sun? On your ball Earth. I mean, think of it in your ball Earth, because it's the same for both models. So I'm assuming you think you know the ball Earth. So if you're on a ball Earth, Neo or your friend, where do you look at 12 noon if you're on the equator to see the sun?
Straight up.
Exactly. Same thing on obviously the flat Earth model. You look straight up because you're on the equator. Now, if I'm north of the equator, where do I look to see the sun? If I'm in North America, let's say Canada, where do I look to see the sun at 12 noon?
Straight up?
No, slightly south. It's going to be south because I'm looking down. I'm looking actually towards the equator. You see, it's not going to be straight up 100% above me. There's going to be a slight shadow. You see, I'm going to be casting a shadow. Rather, it doesn't matter on which version, doesn't matter which theory you have, flat Earth or ball Earth. You see, it works both ways.
The sun is at 12 o'clock. Anyway.
Okay, do you understand that it's that because you think you're on a curved ball, you're not looking straight up. You're going to be forming a slight shadow, and that shadow is actually going to be facing north. Do you understand? Because of the sunlight is being blocked.
Actually, not saying it will be straight up.
Right, not if you're on the equator, yes. If you're not on the equator, it won't be straight up. That's what I'm saying. So that's my point, is that a lot of people don't even understand the ball Earth theory. You see?
You say the sun is a million miles away, right?
No, the sun is very close. No, that's your theory. You understand? That's what people teach people on a ball Earth, that you believe it's 93 million miles away. That's what like NASA would claim.
I don't know. Not saying I don't claim anything either. Not saying, but the fact is, on that matter, is 12 o'clock. It's straight up.
Right. If you're not on the equator, though, it's not straight up, though. I have to look slightly south, which would be, from my perspective, is I have to look south to see the Mexican mountains. Okay, so I'm looking south to look at the Mexican border. That's how it's really easy for me to just identify. I can't just look straight up, perfectly straight up. The sun's not perfectly straight up if I'm north of the equator.
How would you know that it's slightly?
How do I know if it's what?
How would you know if it's slightly if you don't check the compass? You look straight up.
Well, it's easy to know what direction I'm pointed. Most streets are usually angled north, south, east, or west, so it's easy to know if you're facing what direction. My point is that unless you're right at the equator, the sun's not right above you. If you're at the equator and it's 12 noon, the sun is right above you. If you're north of the equator, obviously the sun is south of you. If I'm south of the equator, the sun is north of you. This works for both models. I mean, people on both sides of this understand this either way. If I'm on the North Pole, I obviously can't look north to see the sun. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, so there you go. So the closer you go, the farther you go north, the more you have to look south to see the sun. That's why when people have said they have seen the sun from the North Pole, from the farthest point that they can get to, the sun just goes around them. It never goes above them. And that's even on the flat, that's what people believe either way. It doesn't matter what you believe. That's what the sun actually does. That's where you're going to see it from. It doesn't matter if I believe the Earth is a pyramid. That's what the sun does. You know what I mean?
Okay, if the Earth is flat, then what is on the other side?
I don't know. I definitely don't know what's on the other side. I mean, we don't know a lot of things. You know what I mean? I mean,
if you try to find out, it's illegal. You can't do an expedition down there. So, like, say all of us got money, and we all wanted to do an expedition to go find out what's down there. We're not allowed to. It's illegal.
Because
You can't go there.
because it's a
They don't want it to be.
they don't want you to
Sorry.
go through treacherous winds and blizzards. And I'm saying the fuel level is just not going to work with a plane. It's not going to work.
Well,
Wait a minute, wait. Did you learn that or assume that?
No, the fuel will freeze at a certain temperature.
No, that doesn't work that way. Actually, planes go in much colder temperatures than freezing normally. That's not a problem for airplanes, no.
Admiral
They
Byrd
fly.
was the pilot, and he went there 3 times.
Right, well, they did that. Well, that's the thing, Rose. They were able to do that 50 years ago, let alone now.
This was way back in, when TV was in black and white, we're talking about. And he went down there 3 times, and he's a pilot, so he did take a plane. What he found, this is after what he went down there those 3 times, then they made it illegal. So whatever he found, they don't want us to find. So now every single nation signed a treaty, signed a document saying that it's illegal for anyone in the world to go to Antarctic without permission. Period. So what's so secretive? They want to protect us? No. If we have millions of dollars and we want to go, why not? Why can't we go? We're not allowed to. Why not? Because there's something they're hiding.
Yeah, why not? Why can't we can't even go to the North Pole, Rose?
Yeah. What are they hiding?
And I understand about physics is that a flat shape will collapse back into a ball due to physics. I mean, no matter, the experiment's done.
Are you saying my pizza should form a ball, Neo, or?
I'm just saying, not on the Earth because of gravity, but...
Well, right, but how do you think gravity works on a spinning ball, Neo?
I think that space is like a giant pool, so to say.
Well, that's an amazing thought, bro. But I mean, you see what I'm saying as far as could you imagine trying to scientifically back that? I mean,
the way I imagine it, due to God, would be a giant mechanical machine. Everything has gears. It moves in a certain way, according to a mechanical kind of way. All the planets spin at a certain rate due to certain gears that are attached to certain things. If you could the universe, that would be awesome.
I ain't worried about it.
Well, that's going to be really difficult to prove, bro. But I definitely like the enthusiasm.
You know what I'm trying to say?
So here's the real question. Ready? If you're throwing all these theories out there, and there's no law of science that can back you up, where did they start? Where is the history coming from?
Question.
Did you ever think about it that way?
Question.
Well, I can tell you where flat Earth theory started in 1906.
Question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Are y'all all Christians?
No.
Well, I am a follower of Christ, but I don't technically use that label. If you need to use that label on me, that's fine.
Well, do you believe in a creator?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just don't label myself. Jesus was against religion, and God doesn't have a religion, so why would I want to label myself?
Yeah, with the religion.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Not saying, actually, I don't care if the Earth is flat, circled, not saying box, square, triangle. I don't care what it is. Not saying I was just not saying trying to get the theory of how it sounds. It just sounds like what in the world.
It's because you've been taught a certain way.
Yeah,
That's right.
I understand.
That's why I asked you. Have you looked up the history of it and where it came from?
Book of Enoch.
Look up who came up with the theories and how bizarre it was, and then look who ran with it and why did they run with it. You gotta find out who, what, why, when, how, and whenever you figure that out, it'll be easier for you to understand. I'm not even gonna give you a clue, so that way you have to do your own research.
Yeah, but I
No, Book of Enoch already proved it, and I believe the word. Boom. Boom. That's all there is to it. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Yes.
Never said round or flat, but Enoch did. He said he brought me to the edges of the earth, and I saw it like no man will ever see it. He literally said it. I saw it like no man will ever see it. Why did he say I'll see it like no man will ever see it? Because he ain't allowed to see it.
Right.
All right, public service announcement, real quick. Just one public announcement. If you don't know the history of where the theory of ball Earth came from, you're not even legitimate to talk to me anymore. Got it?
Book of Enoch. That's where it came from. Boom. Book of Enoch.
I don't think that's where the ball Earth theory came from.
Hey, Luke, can you send Prodigal Champ a link?
Already did it.
Oh, okay, because he's saying the same thing. He's saying you can see right here. It says it is only 32 squared curvature per mile. How the shields can justify being so stupid that they can see city skylines from several miles. Philly can be seen from 60 miles away. What the fuck to that?
Oh yeah, he's getting ready to come in. I just saw he saw the message, he saw the link. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. The Prodigal Motherfucking Champion, military, army, navy. There he is. I told you. Boom.
So you were talking about how you could see Philly from 60 miles away, which would be impossible if we're on a round Earth and there's curvature.
Exactly. You wouldn't even be able to see 10 miles flat. Please, come on. That's a serious problem for the ball Earth. I'm sorry, guys, but I mean, it's real easy. Once you grasp it, it makes sense. I mean, I could just look at the mountains and realize they're not changing angles on me. No matter if I get close or far away, the mountain is still at the exact same angle. On a ball Earth, that would obviously not be possible. It would have to change angles, you know?
I was that velvet scathing, it just distracts you right there.
Just for Luke, right?
You said you can see 50 miles away, right?
60. Prodigal, you want to explain it to him real quick, if you don't mind? And hi, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Yeah, the geometry for the ball Earth has just never fucking really made a whole hell of a lot of sense. I mean, I've been in several airplanes. I've been to the Sears Tower in Chicago, and, you know, they always claim that you can see the curvature of the Earth, but I've never seen a legitimate curvature of the Earth, a legitimate one.
But I got a question.
Go ahead.
He was gonna explain something though, real quick, if you don't mind.
All right, yeah, I apologize. I gotta apologize.
That's okay. Thank you.
The sheer fact that really you can go look it up. I know that there's experiments. I'll probably try to link them in here. It's already been before it even got started, before the heliocentric freaking argument even got started, which is Copernicus's shit. They had actually done experiments way back when. I think there was a canal, I forgot somewhere, where they sent it off 6 miles, and then they tracked it with a periscope. That flag should have hit the curvature, because like I said, for every square mile there has to be 32 inches squared. 32 inches squared. So the first inch is 32 inches, second inch is like 72 inches. You know what I'm saying? It curves like that. It would be impossible to see the Statue of Liberty or the skyline of Philadelphia from 60 miles away, because they should be under that curvature to where you wouldn't be able to see them. The Earth would ball again. You know what I'm saying? It would have to get past that curve. The geometry for a square Earth, either the Earth is a hell of a lot bigger than 25,000 miles in diameter and circumference, or it's just not real. It has to be flat. It has to be. It's one of the two. It can't be one of the numbers just don't fucking match for what science tells us, which wouldn't be any kind of surprise, because history has shown that science has a habit of telling people misleading stuff.
But I'm gonna tell you,
to keep people controlled.
But it's
go ahead.
I'm saying it's also that our number scale is not really logical, because 1 + 1 never equal 2.
What?
1 + 1 never really equal 2.
What?
Oh,
There's never
man.
been a fitting time.
We got some problems.
You have 1 male and you have 1 female. What does that make? That makes a baby. That's 3.
3. I get where you're going with it. You know what? Yes.
Yes.
I see you.
What happens if the guy is got a vasectomy, or the female is not fertile or can't have babies? Then does that still equal 3?
Good point.
Actually, that's not saying that in the great book, not saying it says go forth and be fruitful. Not saying that
Multiply.
Yes, there. You know what I'm saying? There it is, right there.
But that
So you're talking about the Hegelian effect then. You're a Hegelian type person, which is okay because the Hegelian effect works quite a bit. So
I don't know what that is. I don't really don't.
you should look that up. It's two opposing forces come together to make a different, a whole different thing. Yeah, it's called the Hegelian theory, and that's what society works on, the principles of the New World Order good, or the New World Order bad, Christianity good, two opposing forces to get a new civilization, is what it is.
And that's what they're going for, too. Yeah, this one world nation, one world democracy, one world motherfucking leader. This motherfucking Pope coming into motherfucking America, and all hell starts breaking loose. Just like we all said was going to happen for years now, I believe.
But now they're trying to say that the Earth is... Right now, NASA's trying to switch gears and stuff. I think at one point in time they were trying to say that the Earth is pear-shaped. And then they came back and said it's not really a circle, it's an oval. But now NASA's kind of run into this brick wall where they've got to go with the circular sphere round Earth. They've got to stick with it. They're all in with it because guess what? We went to the moon in 1969. And we take these pictures from all these satellites from space. And all the pictures that NASA shows us...
Oh, it would prove how wrong they were.
Exactly. They've got to keep the lie going because think about it. Let's go ahead and say for shits and grins right now, the flat Earth was disproven. First off, you're going to go ahead and cut NASA because what's the point of having a space program if there is no outer space or anything like that? So you would have to cut that program, but it doesn't stop there. Any of the subcontractors, right? They'll be lost because there's no need for that program. Well, think about all the observatories that come over here and they show outer space and whatnot. Well, they're gone because there's no reason. You're just looking at the fucking ceiling. So why the hell do you need these people around here? They didn't even identify that it was a ceiling in the first place. Then you come over here and you look at any of the colleges that teach astrology or anything like that. Well, they're gone because there's no need to
shut their whole system down.
Exactly, that's what would happen.
Oh, I like this domino motherfucking effect. Let's make this worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the truth. The world, hey, everything you've been taught is all a lie. Hops and fly. Go look them up right now.
Yeah, it's the greatest deception ever pulled was the devil making people think that he didn't exist. And now he's in, that it's all the stuff is basically set up to set barriers to keep you in control. I've done electricity and I've worked in robotics before. And one thing that they show you is if you ever get a chance just to look on how to do electricity, the electricity follows the path of least resistance. It follows the path of least resistance. So to get electricity to go the direction that you want electricity to go, you had to put in diodes, resistors, switches, and whatnot to get the electricity to go where it needs to go. And that's the way society's set up. It's set up with switches, diodes, resistance of some sort for you to go the direction that they want you to go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, good point.
I'd like to ask, all right, I understand that. I understand NASA's lying, all this other stuff, right? But that still doesn't go towards flat Earth for me and other people like my friend here.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the math doesn't add up.
But as long as you know that they're lying, so if you know that they're lying, you should be questioning what they're presenting to you as your reality. I think that's important. And Josh was saying, ever see a double sunset, the reflective qualities of the atmosphere? And that's a good point. I've seen that actually.
And I mean, at least what you could sit there and say is maybe they're hiding up a whole other part of the Earth. Because as I said, if the geometry is not matching up for the 25,000-mile radius that they present to you, there's probably other land out there. There's probably a whole other section of the Earth. We don't.
Well, yeah, that's Antarctic. That's what Admiral Byrd was saying, that there is land down that is bigger than North America. Oh, go ahead.
I hate to step on his toes. The 25,000-mile radius, no, that would be the circumference around the entire ball that they were saying. And it's actually a little bit less than that, and they say that there's a difference between 40 miles from pole to pole and around the equator. They say there's a 40-mile difference, which once again, if you go ahead and look at all the pictures from NASA, they're all a perfect ball. But I'm still agreeing with you. I just want to make sure you get it right that it's not a radius. It's the actual whole circumference.
Yeah, it's the circumference.
Yeah, you know what these people would do? They'll try to call you out on. You make one little clerical error, and they'll say, "Yeah, everything you said is bullshit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those cocksucking motherfucking pieces of shit, I want to shoot them down right now. Because if you make one mistake, what about all the loopholes you guys always forsake to bring up? Yeah, you fake and we real, and that's how it is.
No, Luke, NASA has never lied to you. NASA and the government, politicians have never lied to Luke, sorry.
They admitted to it, I believe. Didn't we see this video just recently?
Yeah, they did tell the truth one time.
I don't believe ish that NASA's saying, because they said there's another.
We saw it live on the show, I believe. Why did I have the best memory?
Luke, he was just being sarcastic.
Touche.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? How you say there's another Earth, but yet you never showed us any form of beings that supposedly stayed on this Earth.
Why do you need proof? What are you, a Pharisee? Show me and then I'll believe. That's what you sound
No,
like.
not at all. I'm just saying.
And Jesus called Pharisees out as a hobby and shot them down.
He's real.
I'm just saying that the numbers don't add up to what NASA's been saying. I really do. I mean, it's just that it doesn't add up.
No, and you're absolutely right, bro. It's not even close. It's not even with. I mean, the Earth would have to be like 2 million miles in diameter compared to what they're saying.
You don't add up.
Finish him.
Well, yeah, that's just that's mind-boggling. I mean,
He's fucking with you, bro. They do it to us, especially Luke Dog. That's why I have 4chan.
That's like I just not saying smoke 12 bags of marijuana and just not saying like my mind is just super blown. That's how it feels. Like.
It sounds like
what it was when people. We've all been there. All of our minds have been blown. I mean, this isn't easy. So it takes a lot of I still look outside and go, what the fuck? Like, seriously, come on. You know, you don't want to believe this shit. You don't want to believe there's no solar system. Well, the solar system is in our atmosphere, but there's no millions and millions of miles. That's all bullshit.
He's lying to you. He don't smoke.
It does blow your mind, though.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
That's why they got to keep on. That's why they got to keep on pumping you full of this whole lady on Mars, and it's getting to be a little ridiculous. I think, honestly, they're losing it. You know, they should have. They put too much into it, and they invest too much into the stories that they tell. Now there's a lady on Mars. Somebody said that they saw a rat on Mars now, and they're trying to make all these Martian stories like there's, you know, other beings on fucking Mars, and it's like, have you? It's just like I was telling Rose the other day. None of these people have ever been to any of these places. So,
you know, they made a TV show about this. It's called The Big Bang Theory, and they keep talking about.
Fuck that show! The most boring cocksucking show ever. I watched it. Watched it again. No, I didn't.
They make a show like that to keep the programming.
Excuse me, sir.
And people love it. They love falling for that bullshit.
WC when they talk.
I want to get this right. You said they seen a rat on Mars?
Yeah, a rat.
That's what they're trying to come up, a rat.
Yeah, would you believe that if they showed you a picture of a rat on Mars? Would you believe it?
No.
Well,
he'll believe anything. He believes the Earth is
He said no.
No, he said no. He gets a pass.
Here's the thing with Mars, right? Here's the thing with Mars. I've been to White Sands, New Mexico. I've done military operations out there, right? All it is, all the little pictures from Mars is pictures from White Sands, and then they come over here and say, oh, well, this is Earth right here, but really it's fucking Mars from Earth in the middle of fucking White Sands, New Mexico. And I'm like, I've been there. I know this fucking place. So, of course, every once in a while, a fucking rodent is going to run up. Some chick probably got in the way of a camera. Oh, well, there's life on Mars and shit like that. Yeah, no. That's the fucking desert. I've been out there. I've seen the motherfucker. I've had to live out there for, like, months on end and stuff like that, training and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, dude. Like I said, you fucking get to know your fucking environment out there, knowing how everything looks. They'll probably see snakes on Mars, too, eventually, because there's a lot of fucking snakes out there, and, you know, they're going to come over here, oh, well, we just found a fucking serpent on Mars, and wow, this is a new discovery, blah, 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 blah. And it's a lot of bullshit.
Well, it sounds like you're saying we should get ready, because this shit's about to get heavy. I just settled on my losses. Fuck you, Debbie! That's my new catchphrase. Hashtag Eminem. I gotta give him props. I stole it from him. To Eminem. And fuck that clone Eminem. Now, brought up a whole new subject right there.
I see you got a lot of shields in the chat room there.
A lot of what?
A lot of brainwashed germ monkeys?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come in and they're like, they're arguers is what they are. They love to argue. And it's gotta be because they're here every night arguing us. No matter what we're talking about, we could have a fun night where we're having a sing-song night, which we did, and they were all like, you guys are supposed to be serious, this is stupid, yet they watched the whole motherfucking show.
It is funny. They don't realize how dumb that makes them look, too, whenever they come over here and then, you know, try to really come over here and present an argument that is not up, you know, you can't really argue against facts, but damn, they'll come
That's
up with
what it is, and then they try and argue against facts and you use their own facts against them, like this one guy on there named Rob. I call him Robbie just to make him mad. He's literally trying to tell me he don't believe in the Bible, yet he believes in Jesus, and then he uses the Bible in the book of Isaiah for an example. and I tell him, hey, 30 seconds ago you just said you don't believe in the Bible. Now you're using the Bible to prove your point. That doesn't work. You don't believe in that. You can't use it. You gotta, no, okay, come on. That ain't what I said at all. Now let me rephrase it in a more clever, twisted way. And I'm like, Robbie, shut up, man. We all heard you. It's live. All they gotta do is rewind the motherfucking tape right now 30 seconds ago. People that did that, you saw it, and then you joined the Luke Dog Brigade regime, crew, clique, posse. By the way, hashtag TNA Revolution.
Josh,
hashtag that.
Josh said, Google Earth off the coast of California. Zoom into some of those right angles that are underwater. Is pretty interesting. Huh.
Very nice comment. Thank you. We appreciate it. And next time, we want you to hashtag TNA Revolution to that.
Here's a question. Is the Marianas Trench a rip in the flat Earth? A rip in the flat Earth?
Prodigo?
Hell, I'm in.
Can anybody go down, you know,
I haven't
find
looked
out?
far into it, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Rose, I just wanted to, Rose, can you see this right now?
Yeah, I put yours.
All right, I just wanted to show this to give people a general idea of how nighttime and daytime works and how the sun and the moon go around the Earth on top of it. This is how it works, guys. The sun and the moon are very close. They are very small, and this is how it works generally.
So the
Right
sun
now.
would have to be 36 miles across.
No, you got to listen to me real quick, guy. Here's how this works, though, is that you see what they're not showing you is the exact details. This is a general idea, Neo. Now, the seasons change because the sun will get closer and farther away from the middle. So you'd have to add a little bit of, you know, thinking to how this is going to work. It's obviously going to go farther away and closer to make the seasons change, but this is the general mechanics to how the actual if you would call solar system works on top of the reality the flat Earth plane. This is how it really works.
Twisting motion and through the universe. Like the disk is moving through.
Yeah, I mean, the universe is our universe. We are the center of the universe, and the stars aren't nearly that far away. The sun is very close, the moon is very close, and they are about the same size. I didn't realize they were about the same size until recently when I used my eye probe to look at the sun for a second, got of course, a blotch in my eye, and then looked at the moon, and they were about the same size. So there's no scientific evidence to prove otherwise, but this is the general word. Now, do you understand which direction the sun and moon are going right now?
Yeah, but
Do you understand which direction this is, Neil?
Day and night.
North to south.
No, it's right. It's west. They're both going west, clockwise. That's west. It's always west. That's it. That's how it works. Now you can't just always go north. Once I go north, and I write that the second I pass the North Pole, I'm no longer going north. You see, it doesn't work that way. But if I just go if I just go west, I'm always going to be going west. That's how it works. I can go over Africa. I can come back. I'm going over the ocean. There, I just went over South America. That's how this works. This is just a constant movement of western trajectory.
Well, here's the problem. I see is that the sun doesn't move in that direction across other continents like Australia and the UK and other parts of the world.
Neo, it does. You have to do your research. That's my point. It does move that way, bro. If you're in Australia, you're south of the equator. You understand that Australia is south of the equator? Do you understand that?
Population would be like something like 600,000 miles per hour.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that you have all these built-in assumptions into your head. You're not even sure if Australia is south of the equator or north of the equator. Do you think it's on the equator?
What's the equator?
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, dear Lord, guys, listen. I'm trying to make this real simple, guys. All right.
The equator.
See the red line? See the red line? You see the red line? I'm gonna zoom in. That's the equator. That's the equator, guys.
So what's the equator on a flat Earth?
This is the equator on. I'm trying to make this real simple. This is the equator on a flat Earth.
Click on his picture, and then you can see it.
Well, I see it. It's just easily defined in my worldview.
Right. I know. This is the equator. Do you see the red line, Seth?
Right.
That's the equator. You see how you see how the equator is north of Australia on this map, and on a ball Earth map, it's also north of Australia. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but that's not the question I'm asking.
I know. I'm just trying to make you realize. Well, you keep asking what the equator is, and it's right in front of you.
The equator goes through the same countries and whatnot as it would on a flat Earth as it would on the south side.
Exactly.
Right,
yes.
that's fine. Again, that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is where do you determine the equator is on a flat Earth?
It's right here.
It's the
Seth. It's been determined because that's the path the sun follows, Seth.
That's the way that society has. That is the whole equator thing is something that's been determined by man, anyways. So of course the equator is going to be the same, going through the same countries, going into the same areas. It's just one line that's done already. This has already been determined by man as far as man's concerned, as far as the history of the equator has been there. That has always been the compass and whatnot. That's right. Going into geography.
There's two things here. I'll start with the one that will get less response from Pillbox, and that is, now that you've explained that the equator is the path the sun takes, fine. That makes sense on a flat Earth. I'm okay with that. But the prodigal. I wasn't. It just seems like you would on a flat Earth before Pillbox explained to me what the equator was. On a flat Earth would just kind of be arbitrary. It makes sense on a sphere Earth where the equator would be. It's the line in the center between the poles. I just wasn't sure where you would have that line on a flat Earth. But Pillbox explained it to me. That makes sense.
I do know that one thing.
Thank you, Seth.
One quick question for Seth. Do you know where the history of ball Earth came from?
You're calling it ball Earth?
Yeah, there's flat Earth, there's ball Earthers.
It is a ball Earth, right? You would assume it's a ball Earth, right, Seth?
No, I would assume it was an oblate spheroid Earth.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute though. But then are you admitting that all the pictures from NASA are fake then, right? Because that's obvious then, right?
So what was the question?
Okay. We're waiting. Everyone's just like, what is he going to say?
One, do you know where the history came from of the whole idea of a ball, sphere, Earth? Where did that originate? And the second question was, did you just admit that all of NASA's pictures are false because you said that it's bigger at the equator than it is at the poles, and all their pictures show a perfect ball?
No, he's saying it was the border that splits the two poles.
No, but Rose, you missed it. He said it's an oblate spheroid, which means that all the pictures from NASA are fake, and I definitely agree with that if he's saying that, which I'm sure he'll deny.
Not what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what I heard him say. That. Go ahead, explain.
Then let's get back to the question of where in history did ball Earth come from?
Where in history?
If you don't know.
I don't know what you're going to say, but my understanding of the way we discovered the shape of the Earth is looking at other planetary bodies and other celestial bodies, and also realizing that our Earth is also at least not.
What you're saying?
Okay.
Never looked up the history of it to see if history is going to does history repeat itself? You wouldn't know because you never even looked up the history of where the ball Earth theory came from. So therefore, you're not worth my time. Thank you.
Seth, it's just Copernicus.
I haven't even gotten through my answer enough for you to make that kind of determination.
Hold on, I want to point out something. Do you ever see the other side of the moon when you're standing on Earth any place you want? Do you ever see the other side? You only see one side of the moon, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta question why. Okay, now the sun. Do we see the sun spinning, or do we only see one side of the sun?
Unlike the moon, the sun doesn't have a concrete static surface.
Well, you know what I mean. Do you see a ball in the sky, or do you see a circle like you do the moon? We haven't seen the other side of the moon, so there's no proof it's round because we only see one side of it. Have you seen the sun at all different angles or at other angles? You don't. You only see it from one angle, just like the moon.
I guess my answer to that would be we do see all sides of the sun. The problem is we wouldn't, and this isn't any kind of proof. I couldn't prove to you that this is one side of the sun, this is the other, because it would all look the same to us except for sunspots.
Exactly. So then that's how they're able to tell you that these things are round, because you can't. How are you going to prove it otherwise?
Well, there are other celestial bodies that we.
Here's some fun facts for you, since you so much.
They tell you.
It's like a lemon. So how are you going to say that the moon is a ball when NASA just turned around and said it's a lemon? Except they were there how long ago, and they couldn't determine that whole shape. They never even showed you a picture of the backside of the moon with a satellite. You got to really think about it now.
There are pictures of the other side of the moon. There's no dark side.
That's what they say it is, though. But
I wish I could find one, Rose. I'd love to see one. Let me tell you.
They say there is. See, that's the thing that we're questioning, is that just because they say it doesn't mean it's true. Just because they're telling these things doesn't give it facts, unless we could check for ourselves. If we can't check for ourselves, then we are dependent on someone else telling us what our reality is, and that's not okay.
I've seen
like the church back in the days. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, yeah, I've seen pictures of the other side of the moon. Whether you want to say they're faked or not, I've seen pictures that NASA and other space agencies, especially I think the Army had a satellite that went out there, that do show the other side of the moon.
That's what they claim.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, Seth, that NASA has already admitted that they use Photoshop on all their pictures. So.
Okay.
That's a fact. So that's automatically given.
So does Cosmo, but Kim Kardashian exists.
Actually, here's another fun one. NASA already said they can't even get through the Van Allen belt because the radiation's too high. Nothing can live through it.
So then how did we get to the moon? We're supposed to have already went to the moon, but they're saying...
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm not sure it's that tough. I'm unaware of NASA officially saying that there's no way they can get a spacecraft with human occupants through that Van Allen belt.
I'll show you. I'll show you a link. Guys, keep talking. I'll try to get it from NASA's actual link. Go ahead. You guys talk. I'm just gonna get the picture. Okay.
I'm still really curious about what weapon system MG42 Pillbox scored 1,000 points on. His gunnery shot test. He won't answer my question.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the portion of the show where you should like, share, subscribe, comment below. Go ahead, continue on with your video game talk.
Had to get your plug in there, huh?
It would be really nice to have somebody in here that that agrees with me, if only so I'm not the lone.
What do you want? What is your gimmick? What is your story? Come on.
Well, I'm just talking to Trogdor real quick, so I'm just hoping Trogdor doesn't push too many buttons, because I would like to have this conversation, and I would like to not be the only person who
Well,
accepts that the Earth is bad.
I've been in rooms where I'm the only person that believes this, and I get attacked, but, you know, I have to stick to what I know.
You gotta
That's it.
stick to what you believe.
And you stick to what you believe, Seth. I'm not going to try to convince you nothing, but I will show you that link. But I'm not going to convince you of nothing.
No, that's fine, and I'm not going to leave if Trogdor gets kicked out. I'm just hoping that Trogdor doesn't push too many buttons. It doesn't get kicked out, because it would be nice to not be the only person.
Yeah, I want. Well, that's the thing, Rose. Is I want Trogdor to. I want this Trog guy to stick around, because you got to hear his explanation of the Coriolis effect. I hope he gives it to us again. So I want him to give that.
I didn't claim to explain the Coriolis effect, but thanks for misrepresenting our conversation there.
Well, okay. Well, I have the chat still. Hey, Luke, did you hear him? The good thing is, Luke, is I still have the chat saved, so I guess I can copy and paste it.
Me too. Yeah.
We got you there.
It's gonna be hilarious. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. You guys want to mute yourself just for like a couple.
All right, fine. Damn, I just get back, but I'm already all right. Fine.
Can you guys see the picture? Can you see it?
This isn't what I was looking for, but okay.
Just watch. What?
Orion is getting ready to launch. My name is Kelly Smith, and I work on navigation and guidance for Orion. Orion is NASA's next-generation spacecraft. Built with versatility in mind, it can take astronauts deeper into space than we've ever gone before, to an asteroid, or even onto Mars. For these missions, Orion has to be one tough spacecraft, withstanding high speeds, searing temperatures, and extreme radiation. Before we can send astronauts into space on Orion, we have to test all of its systems. And there's only one way to know if we got it right. Fly it in space. For Orion's first flight, no astronauts will be aboard. The spacecraft is loaded with sensors to record and measure all aspects of the flight in every detail. It all begins with launch aboard a Delta IV Heavy rocket. As it punches into Earth orbit, Orion will jettison its launch abort system. The abort system is a safety feature designed to pull Orion and its crew out of danger if there were a problem with the rocket during ascent. Orion's journey is just beginning. As the spacecraft and the upper stage begin their first lap around Earth, mission control in Houston is monitoring the progress of the flight. Orion's over 100 miles up and going about 17,000 miles per hour. Just as it passes over the Indian Ocean, we lose communication. This is expected. The communications link we have through satellites to Orion is momentarily lost, but Orion continues to receive and process data. Its computers can handle 480 million instructions per second. Imagine you are traveling with Orion as the flight test continues. One orbit completed. Time to go. The upper stage of the rocket fires again. Like the setup for a roller coaster ride, this is the big climb we've been waiting for. We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth. 15 times higher from the planet than the International Space Station. As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice. Once up, once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation.
See right here, it says, couldn't they just use the technology from the Apollo missions or the same shielding, as it must have worked back in '69? So they're acting like this is new, that we have to figure out how to get through the Allen belt. You know, this is bullshit. They're lying.
The board will record and read.
I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm going to show another 30 seconds. I'm turning it off.
Levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. For this flight,
see right here. Did you hear what he said? We must study this region before we can send people through this region. Didn't we already do it? And it says, wait, what? We must have solved these challenges before we send people through the region of space. Didn't we do that in '69? So.
To head home. The upper stage of the rocket triggers separation. Orion's jets fire to turn it into the proper position to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. No matter what happens now, we're coming in. 75 miles above Earth, the spacecraft enters the atmosphere. Things happen quickly. We're now traveling more than 20,000 miles per hour. Air particles pushed out of the way heat up. An envelope of hot plasma surrounds the vehicle as it plummets towards Earth. The plasma reaches temperatures of 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, almost twice as hot as molten lava. This may be the most dangerous part of the flight. Mission Control is monitoring all the data from the...
All right, as you can clearly see, he's talking like they've never done this before. And he's a NASA engineer. So.
Well, here's another fun fact. He just said that they can stick that thing in a volcano and then multiply the heat of the volcano twice, and I've yet to see that done.
How do these satellites and mechanical, mechanisms and objects that we send into space survive these temperatures? It's fascinating, isn't it?
Mm. He said we have to study this region before we can send people through this region. They fucked up when they said that.
Well, I just want to let y'all know they've already given an excuse for that.
Oh, what was the excuse?
Oh, of course they did. Come on, of course they are.
The excuse was that it wasn't discovered, so it didn't affect them back in 1969.
I remember that guy.
So that's not what they said, because it's very clear that it was discovered in the 1950s. As a matter of fact, Van Allen awards for it. It's not the case.
Right, I know, but Seth, here's the problem. You got to tell that to the astronaut that said that, though, not us.
Yeah.
You got to have to tell him.
Let him know.
I think wasn't that Alan Bean?
I forgot. Yeah, no.
I think it was Alan Bean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of them guys. It didn't affect him because, it wasn't discovered back in 1969, and so I guess gravity never affected anybody until Newton discovered it, right?
Well, exactly.
Did you know about it?
What I imagine he probably meant is that they didn't discover it, so they just blasted through it. It wouldn't necessarily kill you, just maybe cause health problems in the future. Radiation, we get doses of radiation all the time.
Well, but Seth, the guy just said we can't do it now. Did you just hear him? He said we can't go.
No, I don't think that's what he said. I think it was pretty clear.
That's not what he said. Wow. Okay, he said we're trying to find ways to do it because it's so dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then NASA came out and said that back in '69 that the Van Allen belt didn't affect them because they didn't know it was there.
That's what the astronaut said during the interview. Yeah, he said that to, I think, Bart Sibrel, or one of the guys exposing the scam.
I'm not familiar with that quote, and that's not something I could really address because I'm not familiar with the quote. But
I'll get a link for you.
Again, in this one, if you can bring links, that's fine. The problem is I'm still referring to this first one, and this first one seems really clear that they have to test this rocket and this propulsion system in this cabin for its radiation intake before they send people inside of it.
Okay, here's a question. With Hiroshima, they didn't all understand the effects of radiation there. but how did it affect them physically? I'm pretty sure a lot of people fucking died. Now, you're telling me that you're putting people through a belt of it and it didn't affect them at all? Come on. Where's the common sense at?
Right. Well, like common sense is where the people in Hiroshima were in the area for an extended amount of time and got a lethal dose of radiation. When people traveling through the Van Allen belt without any protection, and I don't think there wasn't no protection, I think there was minimal protection at least, would have received more radiation, but not a lethal dose.
Have you seen the Apollo shuttle that they used, that they landed on the moon in? It would have had to have been decked out in red. I mean, not red, but lead. It would have to be decked out in lead, man. It would have. And in 1969, they just didn't have the technology to do it. But I understand why they did it. I understand why they do this shit right here because, like I said, back then, you know, of course, the heliocentric model, which was what Failure right there was trying to tell you about, was the globe theory that really started the globe evolution, I guess. Back then, you know, the globe theology was like flat Earth is now. They had to, about 1969, they had to end all the debate because the debate was still going on. So yeah, they had to do this right here so that way they could go ahead and justify teaching this as a science and whatnot. Back in 1969, that's why they did it. But they didn't have the technology to go to the moon in 1969. They barely have enough technology to get there still today.
That's demonstrably false.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, at this point in time, you know, you just they show you this stuff so you can sit there and layer and believe and get you to go along. You know, if you're not going to sit there and believe what we're saying, that's fine. It's not just that I just don't accept your word for it. That's one thing I could grant you for the sake of argument, A or B, and argue against it. That's fine. But what you're saying is that heliocentrism was like a fringe theory back until the 1960s is really absurd. The number one science minds of the generation for hundreds of years, including Newton, very clearly believed in heliocentrism. And it was Copernicus. I believe I said that it was Copernicus that come up with the heliocentric theory.
No, that's again not true. There are people that were talking about before Copernicus. He was the one who first tried to popularize it.
So, I think that's his point. Yeah.
Josh is saying, how did we get Voyager beyond that belt?
So is the understanding? Is the understanding here that somehow flying through the Van Allen belt is supposed to vaporize you like an atomic bomb? Is that or kill you instantly?
No, you don't. Did you not hear the guy from NASA that said it's too dangerous to fly through now?
Yeah, that's not what he said.
It's not what he said. You see, Rose, these people, it's a psychosis, Rose. Literally, the guy from NASA can tell you that.
You keep rephrasing what he's saying.
That's how crazy these people are. That's insanity.
Well, then you can go back and replay it, and we can hear it again about the Van Allen belt. If you would like.
I'm not saying it's not dangerous. I'm just saying it's
what?
It doesn't.
Rose, can you send me that video in the Hangout chat? Rose, can you send me that video link in the Hangout chat?
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, he's very clearly saying that we have to make sure that this vessel it protects against the radiation from the Van Allen belt, and there are different shields and different amounts.
We all have ears. We all can hear. We all know what we heard.
Right, and I'm just right, but you're interpreting it kind of a weird way, and I think
how?
You seem to be interpreting it as we can never get any vessel through the Van Allen belt because super radiation, and that's just not what he said.
That's what he said, though, Seth. That's not what we're saying. That's what he said, that we can't do it right now.
That's not at all what he said.
What he said.
Wow.
Well, we need to make sure it's safe.
That's insanity. These people are that crazy, bro. Isn't that crazy?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know, dude. It is insane, bro.
But y'all go ahead and keep on explaining. I'm kind of enjoying it.
Can someone put a link to that YouTube video?
Comment below.
Can you put a link to that YouTube video in the side chat?
Yeah, I'm doing it too. Hold on.
Yeah, so another thing we need to realize is that there are different kinds of radiation. The radiation in Hiroshima is not the same kind of radiation you get from the Van Allen belt.
Well, I know, but Seth, you got to tell that to the guy at NASA that said we can't go through it now. That's not what we're saying. We're saying NASA is admitting this, and you're saying that they didn't. You just deny it.
You didn't say we can't get through it. He said it's dangerous.
No, you just said that.
Oh, I didn't.
Hey, Remy.
Rem? What?
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a REM too? Because we have a REM.
Yeah, we have a rim.
How do you have a REM? She's got a sky too. Well, we used to have a sky, but now he's bi. So we said bye. See what
It's okay. Sky could still show up on my channel. I don't have a problem.
No, I know. He can come on ours, but he won't come on ours because we kind of bash gays, is my theory.
There's an easier way to think about this, right? It's very simple, right? Spaceships are machines, right? Without people, there's very little to no damage from radiation. Just like
is that a fact?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
this is the point. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Just like you don't need any kind of you don't need a lot of radioactive protection for a Geiger counter, and you could use it outside of your radiation suit. It's the biological organism inside the radiation suit that needs the protection. Geiger counters don't. Just like the
Right, Seth. That's why he's saying it's going to go unmanned because they can't put people through the Van Allen belt.
That's what you said. You guys said that's not what he said. You said that.
Okay, go watch it. There's the link. The link's right there. It's around the 30-minute mark, and you can listen for yourself.
Boom.
You're not going to convince
I heard it.
Okay, Seth, everybody here has already done their research. We already know these things. If you don't know, that's fine.
If you're behind.
Just look into it. Just look into it. You're not going to convince me otherwise. I already know. Prodigal already knows. Finisher already knows. Pillbox already knows. Luke's already. We already know. You're not going to convince us of anything. So we're just going to have a conversation. We're not trying to debate with you, dude.
Now everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up.
It's not debatable. It's really not debatable.
Right. So here's my response to that is I have done the research. I'm heavily into paranormal claims, cryptozoology claims. When I was in high school and middle school, I got a book from the library on how to astral project and tried it. These things, including science denialism, the conspiracy theories about not going to the moon, these are things that I've been interested in for my whole life, and I have read it. That's not the first time I watched that video. I watched that video a while ago where the NASA engineer supposedly claims you can't get to the Van Allen belt, and I watched the video, and I came to
This public school, and you still haven't even looked up the history of it.
Hold on, whatever your last name is. You could say that I'm unresearched about this and that all you guys know about this and I don't, but that's just not true.
That's good then. I respect that. As long as you've done your research and you came to your conclusion, then that's great. But a lot of people want to disagree without even doing research. So that's why I had to say that. Okay? So that's good. That's great for you.
Here's a question for you. If you've done your research, have you looked at the entire history of it? So far, you've yet to prove anything about history of where a ball Earth theory came from.
I like how you say history.
I started trying. What is your name? With the law of thermodynamics.
The Luke dog.
I tried to answer you before, and then you interrupted me and said that I haven't done the research and that you're done with me, and now you're supposedly not done with me.
Okay, so you made your point. You do research, okay, but he wants to know where did the theory of the ball Earth come from? Do you know that answer or not? Just say yes or no if you do.
I feel like I do. I don't think. I think
feelings are different.
Well, either you know where it came from or you don't know where it came from. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Right, and I'm trying to answer that. Just give me a second. Right?
Okay.
Oh, you're Googling it? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Rose, hey, Rose, real quick, before we go on, it's 3:35 where he says that we have to study this radiation before we can put astronauts through it. At 3:35 into this video, the guy says we can't do it until we study this. We cannot put anybody through this radiation. 3:35 into the video, just for the fact. There you go.
I knew it was around the 3:30, 4:30 mark. Yeah, thank you, Bill. 3:35.
I've been throwing my hands for a long time because I would like to actually put my hands down at some point. But no, I'm not Googling. Okay.
You got to Google.
I answer the Luke dog before, and I was interrupted. I feel like I know. Hold on, where the history comes from, but I don't. But the answer that I give, I think Luke Dog is going to come up with something else. I don't know what exactly.
It's okay. Just go ahead. We'll all be quiet.
Right. My understanding of where we got to, our understanding about the ball universe is there's no single origin. We got to it by observing other celestial bodies and our position in the solar system. And the fact that, and the apparent evidence, and you guys would disagree that the Earth is round.
You said the beginning, and you named 3 different beginnings there. 3.
Yeah, it sounds like kind of a little bit of political stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He's a fast talker too. I also.
No new taxes.
He's a fast talker.
He's kind of like the Bucksview Entertainment of this portion of the new IWC intellectual. It can't be wrestling world community. We'll call it. You guys are the new IWC, by the way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, at least he researches. I mean, you got to respect that. A lot of people just run their mouth and don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. At least he's saying, I looked into this, and this is what my theory on it, and this is what I believe. So, that's cool.
Hey, Seth, but I do want to know one thing maybe you can help me out with. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say that I know for 100% that the Earth is flat, because I don't. But that being said, the math for the current ball projection doesn't add up whenever you say 32 inches squared per mile going around of curvature that would have to be necessary for a 25,000 circumference in on the Earth. The 32 inches doesn't really compute whenever you're looking at city skylines from like 60 miles away. You can see the Statue of Liberty on a clear day from 60 miles away. How do you explain that on the ball Earth?
I don't want to try and explain that, but I just have a quick question or clarification on that. Is that number you're rattling off, would that be if the Earth had a perfectly smooth surface? Because it doesn't.
Well, it's still 25,000 in circumference. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but the surface of the Earth isn't perfectly...
The surface of the Earth would have nothing to do with, being able to see structures from 60 miles away. That's just what it would take. 32 inches squared per mile is what it would take of curvature if the Earth was 25,000 miles in circumference, which it is, supposedly, by science. It's not me making this up. This is
that would be an average measurement, though, but it's not going to be uniform across the surface of the Earth.
But the whole question is, how come you could still see large structures, city skylines from up to 45, 60 miles away and whatnot? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, why can't he answer the question? Because he doesn't know. DJ.
No, I was asking a clarifying question to understand what his numbers were referring to.
He was asking you a clarifying question to your unclarified question, which you never clarified your answer. Yeah, I can fast talk, dude. Politics.
So, I guess my answer to Project Goal is I don't see that when I look at skylines across the plain. I see the bottoms of the skyscrapers falling away first and leading up to the top of them, as you would expect to see on a spherical Earth.
Is that what you see?
That's really what you see?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I used to live in Huntington Beach. I used to watch ships sail over the horizon all the time, and the bottom would disappear first.
The point of the matter
that's
is
perception, though. That's just perception. That doesn't mean it went over the curvature. That's
kind
just
of like a whiteout when you're in Alaska, and oh my God, it all looks the same. But no, it's a cliff. I'm falling. See?
Say that, but I'm just responding to what Prodigal said. Prodigal asked.
Okay, well then, how come you can't? How come the buildings don't appear slanted? Then, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Wouldn't they be on the? If they're on the curvature, wouldn't they appear at an angle? Otherwise, they're straight up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but no,
you don't
I don't
see a slanting building. You don't. I mean, other than the Leaning Tower of Pizza, of course. But the buildings don't look slanted. They just look straight up in the skyline.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't look.
It'd only be slanted away from you in a very small degree to where you really wouldn't be able to notice from that far away. They wouldn't be slanted to the right or left. Not on a spherical Earth. No, they'd be slanted away from you.
Well, like I said, it's 32 inches of curvature per square mile. You would definitely notice the buildings tilting one direction or another.
The problem with that, though, is that 32, whatever that number you're saying, isn't uniform across the surface of the Earth.
Isn't it, though?
No, the surface of the Earth isn't perfectly smooth. You've seen a mountain, right? And a crater, and an ocean.
Yeah, they're not getting it. Yeah, the fact of the matter is that things would appear to be at a different angle. That's why, for some reason, though, with mountains, whether I'm right up against the mountain or from 50 miles away, it's at the exact same angle, proving that we're obviously not on a ball. You can easily just see that with topography. There's nothing that can help these guys. You got to realize, I mean, you can take a football field, put a camera at one end of it, and then walk out to the end of the football field that's perfectly flat, and you will no longer see my feet. You probably won't even see my knees. But is the football field flat? Yes. So that's already been disproven easily.
Now that's a good analogy. I've been waiting for something like that right there, and you know what? He just hit the nail on the motherfucking head. He's got you, man. He beat. That's checkmate.
You know, one of the people that are leading right now for the flat Earth theory is a NASA guy.
Okay.
He's got the NASA channel. Y'all go check it out. He's actually pretty good at explaining it.
Oh, and he's coming to the flat Earth theory, guys, which could be, as we've all been seeing it, according to the Book of Enoch, and proof worldwide that it is now the flat Earth fact.
Now, I am sitting there. I am going to sit there and say
that
either way it goes, with the flat Earth or the round Earth. With the round Earth, the Earth would have to be a hell of a lot bigger than 25,000 miles in circumference. Like they've been telling everybody. The Earth would have to be way bigger than what it is right now for the mathematics to work on it. Now, you can argue against them and say, well, there's the Earth isn't technically flat, it's misshapen, it's askewed, or whatever you want to say, but it would still have to be a hell of a lot bigger than it is right now for the geometry of what they're suggesting to us to work.
So
which is a possibility too.
So here's a question that I've heard answered by flat earthers, but you guys don't seem to agree with this because you guys believe.
Nope, we got facts. Well, that's why it's hashtag flat Earth fact. Hashtag.
Go ahead, Seth.
So there are flat earthers who've explained this phenomenon, but I don't know about any of you, but Pillbox doesn't seem to accept this explanation.
It's my fault, Luke.
It's all Pillbox's fault.
I'm just trying to figure out how you
because of him, the world is now all of a sudden miraculous. Now, hey, you're right. Whoa, it's all Pillbox's fault. Let's blame Pillbox. Let's Sean Pillbox right on because it's all his fault.
The only thing
I hope it's the Coriolis effect.
The only thing I understood in that, Luke, was Pillbox. But back to my question. Pillbox,
Hey, Ed.
Pillbox, do you believe that gravity is a product of matter?
It very well could be. I don't have a problem with gravity at all. The problem is that it's not for me. Gravity is a problem for a spinning ball. That if there's a ball that's spinning, Seth, the gravity would be different at the equator than versus the North Pole. The gravity wouldn't be the same. The gravity on the flat Earth map makes a lot more sense. So again, I don't have any problem with that.
Well, I don't understand why you don't have a problem with that. How do you explain for gravity then?
Gravity is affected by temperature. You should go
that's my point. That's my point. Is that gravity is a much bigger problem for a spinning ball Earth, not for a flat plane. I have no problem with gravity or magnetism whatsoever, but that's not a problem for me. That's a much bigger problem for a spinning ball.
I haven't heard an explanation for it yet. I mean, I can just go ahead and grant you, for the sake of argument, fine, it's a problem for a spinning ball. But how do you account for the fact that gravity seems to be uniform across the planet, and if it's a product of matter?
Because of temperature, bro.
Hold on, let me finish my question. If that was the case, it seems like gravity would be at an angle the further out you get to the edge of the planet, and be uniform only in the center, unless you're on a ball planet where it would be uniform all the way around. So how do you account for that?
Hey, Particle, that was a good point. It is temperature.
Yeah, it's temperature.
I don't understand what you mean by its temperature. What's temperature?
The temperature is what compresses us down here, where we don't fly off a fucking planet, man. You can go look it up on the NASA channel, dude. The guy explains it.
Sorry, that was great.
It's the temperature. I'm telling you, man. That's already been accounted for, and I'm not even going to sit there and jump full force in on the flat Earth theory, but the guy explains it. There's a guy who explains all the stuff, and he goes out and he tells you exactly what they've used to come over here and get people to buy
But
in.
Prodigal, if you notice though, Seth made he basically made an assumption that he knows how gravity would work on a flat plane.
Well, I do if you acknowledge that gravity is a property of matter.
Right. You don't know so you know how thick the flat plane is?
Doesn't it? How thick do you think it is?
That's my point. You're the one making the claim. I'm not. So I mean, that's what I'm asking you. You're the one claiming that it would be different at the edges.
It would.
Well, why would it be different at the edges, Seth?
Because there's more gravity. Because there's more gravity, or there's more material towards the center of the disk if you're at the edge.
How do you know? Wait, how do you know that there's more material at the center if we don't even know that? I'm claiming there's an ice ring. I'm not claiming that that's the end of the Earth. I'm not claiming to know where the ends of the Earth are. I'm claiming that there is an ice ring that people aren't allowed to go past, like near the Cape of Good Hope or Cape of Horn, on the bottom of the continents. These places have all been mapped out. If you just look up 1842 flat Earth map, that is a ring. That doesn't mean that's the end of the Earth. I don't know how far the Earth goes or how big it is or if it even is flat. I just know it's not a spinning ball. This is a much bigger problem for a spinning ball, not for a flat Earth.
You would acknowledge that whether or not you get to the middle of the edge of a pizza crust versus in the middle of the pizza crust, that there is more material pulling you backwards towards the center of the pizza crust if gravity is emanating equally from all the material of the pizza.
Right. That's nothing compared to the problem that the spinning ball has, because the spinning ball is, of course, supposedly spinning, and the gravity's at the same point on the North Pole that it is the equator, which makes no sense at all. That doesn't hurt my claim at all, bro.
The gravity thing would be thrown out if it's a flat Earth, okay? Just like Prodigal just explained to you.
Well, I'm just trying to get to how what Pillbox thinks about this, because most flat earthers fix this problem by saying.
But we're not flat earthers. We just say that we don't know what it is. What is not a spinning ball?
Exactly. It's just not scientifically impossible in every single scientific way. So it's not a spinning ball. Period.
Flat Earth Society is bullshit. They set that up so when people start questioning if something's flat, or if, like, say that the Earth isn't what NASA is saying it is, then they'll go look at the Flat Earth Society. The Flat Earth Society is bullshit and a big fucking joke. And everything, and who's doing that?
No, sorry, I keep you done.
The fuck? So what they say, they claim all this crazy shit, so then people go, oh, hell no, that's bullshit, and don't further investigate what they might have been feeling, that something's wrong.
But
that's not our theories. We're not
right. We don't have all the answers, Seth. But it's a much bigger pull for your theory. It's a much bigger problem for the ball Earth theory, not my theory. We don't have all the answers, but certainly all of the science goes against the spinning ball theory. Period.
Yeah. And it hasn't been disproven. It hasn't. No scientist has disproved what we're talking about. Not one. Show me one.
You guys are way too defensive about this. I was just.
No, I'm not defensive. Dude, you come in.
Well, I know, but Seth. But hold on, Rose. But Seth.
You don't know shit. No, you hold on a second. You came in here, I know you, and so you're the ones making these. You're debating. We were just chilling. So
I came in here.
Right, Seth. Well, how does that work for your spinning ball? I'd love to know, Seth. How does gravity work on a spinning ball? I'd love to know that.
Can I actually finish my answer?
You can take your time, do whatever you want.
Well, you're boring the shit out of us. Okay, go ahead. I hear people yawning. That's all. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. It's late.
Oh, that was you.
If your board asks me to leave, I'll be happy to do that. I don't want to interrupt you guys' hangout. I came in here to listen, and I was brought in the conversation. But my question, what I was trying to bring up is actually the Flat Earth Society that you guys can so badly. I have actually a really convenient explanation on how gravity works on a flat Earth. And I'm just wondering why you guys don't accept that.
We don't have that big of a problem, though, Seth. The problem is for the spinning ball. That's what we're trying to show you, is that you can't explain anything on a spinning ball. Do you believe in centrifugal force, Seth?
Yes, but back to my point. I'm just asking why you guys don't accept.
Okay, well, we'll just keep ignoring that point. Okay, no problem.
I haven't been able to ask my question yet. I've been trying to.
Go ahead.
The Flat Earth Society has a very convenient explanation for why we're stuck to the Earth, and we're not climbing at an incline as we reach the outer disk, if on a flat Earth, and that is that gravity isn't a product of matter, and that the only reason
here's the issue. You're asking a question for flat Earth society. We are not.
Finisher, hold on. I'm just gonna let him finish. Go ahead. Finisher, just 1 second.
The flat Earth's explanation is that we're accelerating upwards at the same acceleration that would account for gravity.
But that's bullshit.
Well, except it's not. That would explain everything that we see.
Let him go and finish, because this is priceless.
Okay.
It's a really good explanation. That would explain everything that we see with gravity.
No, it's not. It's just.
Well, that's the thing, Rose. But that doesn't hurt me one bit. That's my point. Is that I'd love to know how they explain how centrifugal force is overcome in 3 different measures. I mean, don't you believe that the Earth is spinning around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, Seth?
Hey, Seth. I just want to know. You've got my official vote. You've got my official vote to be the spokesperson for NASA, bro. You do. You have my official vote, dude. My full support.
I couldn't hear what you said. Somebody blew on the mic. I'm not trying to hurt you, Pillbox. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
No, Seth, you're doing a great job by yourself. I'm just trying to figure out how you can answer for centrifugal force. You do believe the sun is spinning, or the Earth is spinning around the sun. The sun is spinning around a galaxy, correct? And you do also believe that the Earth is spinning on its axis at 1,000 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, I think the only thing that needs explaining is the spinning on the Earth's axis. The fact that we're all traveling with Earth around the sun would make perfect sense.
Right, and you know the Earth is going around the sun as well, and the sun is going in the galaxy at a certain speed as well. You understand that in your model?
Yeah, we have a certain reference, a point of reference.
Right. So and you understand centrifugal force, right?
Yes.
Right.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Seth?
But do you understand? But you see what I'm saying, Prodigal? I'm just trying to figure out if he understands the 3 factors of centrifugal force. There's 3 centrifugal force factors there, not just one. We have 0. We see that's the Prodigal. We have 0 centrifugal force problems. The ball Earth has 3 centrifugal force problems. I mean, it's just too easy.
No. I really want to see if he can answer this one right here. Then, if planes fly from east to west and west to east, how come the timing for those planes, the time travel for those planes, are not affected by the 1,100 fucking spinning miles a damn hour that we would have to be going? The constellations, they've been in the fucking sky forever. If we're going through the galaxy at 1 billion fucking miles an hour, supposedly by science, and I know I'm over-exaggerating shit, but if we're going there, how come the constellations have stayed the same? Everything has just stayed the same as it has been for fucking since the fucking Bible.
Big Dipper, Little Dipper, yeah, Little Dipper, Big Dipper is shaped exactly the same way. It's amazing, huh?
Same constellation, same shit every fucking year, same thing. Got the eclipses, you got this, you got that, same shit. Nothing's changing. But we're spinning.
Amazing, huh?
and going through the fucking like we're like some fucking wad going through the fucking space. You know what I'm saying?
But we see the same stars.
Right, but how about this? Like, Seth, do you have any idea of how fast the sun would have to be moving in the galaxy? Do you have any idea of the speed?
So he said he was going to ask me a question.
Okay, we'll just we'll forget about it. We'll just pretend like there's no centrifugal force issues. Okay, let's move on.
If you want to ask me a question, that's cool, but Prodigal asked me a question first.
Well, if Finisher needs to talk to there's other people on the panel, if you don't mind, Seth. Hey, Finisher, there was something you was gonna say, or Tropical, what's his name? Trogdor. Do you have anything to say? Because we don't want to dominate.
Yeah, Trogdor has an explanation of the Coriolis effect. I was hoping he could give us live on air.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're just terrible on that.
Can you do that?
Go ahead. Please, Trog. Yeah, go ahead.
But I've never claimed to have an explanation of it. What are you talking about?
You don't?
Well, Trog, we had a chat earlier, Trog, and I asked you, and it's in our little chat here. I asked you, so if I shoot west at a 1,000-yard target with a 124-grain bullet, leaving the muzzle at 2,800 feet per second, how much walk will I have on that round with a right-hand twist?
Yeah. And what was my response?
You want me to read what?
Yeah,
right. Look at your responses. Right.
Altitude is the barrel.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't answer that.
Right. And what was your answer? Right. What was your answer? You said in general, at 1,000 yards, you'd have about 11 inches difference between shooting east versus shooting west. In say Wyoming, 8 inches low shooting east and 3 inches high shooting west. That's what you said.
Yep.
Isn't that awesome, guys? He thinks that the Coriolis effect make bullets go up and down, but for some reason Google and everybody who actually pretends at least has studied Coriolis effect means it goes left or right. But for some reason, Trog, you need to call NASA and tell them that you found a new way to measure the Coriolis effect.
No, it doesn't make the bullet move. It makes the target move.
Did he just say that?
Oh my God, guys, listen. You have the floor. You guys have the floor, Rose.
Really.
And did you want to read all the questions that I asked you that you didn't bother answering?
Oh my God.
Oh man.
No, you don't want to do that.
Thank you again, bro.
That would
Thank
be
you
bad.
again. Look at that. Oh my dear Lord. Thank you so much, Trog. Thank you.
Prodigal was going to ask me a question.
No, hold on. There's other people, dude. Hey, Ed, how are you? I haven't even seen you in a minute, dude. How you been?
I'm trying to be quiet after last weekend, remember?
Yeah. Well, what do you have you listened to any of this? What do you what's your take on this, man?
I had a friend about I don't know, so many months back that kind of got me interested into looking into flat Earth theory, and he kind of relayed to me, he's like, well, is it really gravity or is it density? There's a difference,
You went out there, Ed.
Huh?
Didn't hear you. Sorry. Gravity or density?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Which one do you think it is?
There's a difference. Well, and that's the thing. I started going from there. Is it they've been lying to us all this time about gravity, or is there a difference, or is it actually density? And I started looking more into it, but once I started looking into it so much, I was just like, it's too much. I was like, I believe, in my opinion, that the Earth is probably a different shape than what they're claiming it is, but I can't 100%, unless we get shot out into space. I try to keep it really simplified, unless I can look with my own eyes, go actually orbit around the whole side of the Earth, and how long would that take,
Right, exactly, and that's what I said. If I don't have a fucking rocket. Yeah, can you hear me?
You got a bad connection.
Oh, I gotta move. Okay.
Yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. What I was saying is that if I don't have a rocket, so I don't know, but I know NASA lies, so I can't take their word for shit, dude.
God
damn. Anyways, good point, Ed.
Hey, Rose.
Mhm.
Hey.
Mhm.
Breaking up really bad. Hey, I'm gonna have to jump out. I'm gonna come back in on my laptop. All right.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Seth.
Hello?
Yeah, I have a question for you. 1 second.
The question is you said the history shows that they were trying to base the shape of the Earth off of other planets. At what time in history did they ever see a different planet?
So they're probably they might be talking about other celestial bodies like the moon. But I think that it's probably the case that Kepler, definitely Kepler by then. I think there were some earlier scientists that had access to lenses. That was it Galileo, I think. Yeah, I think Galileo had access to lenses. They might have been able to see some of the larger, closer planets like Pluto, possibly Mars. I'm not sure.
The closest planets.
So
would be
Pluto is Pluto. Like, I'm pretty sure on the theory of the whole solar system, Pluto is the farthest one away.
Yeah, it's not the closest. And if they were basing Earth on the model of the moon, we only see one side of the moon.
Hold on, did I say Pluto?
Yeah, you said Pluto was the
closest. Yeah, Seth, you realize they only discovered Pluto about 100 years ago, just FYI.
Right, that was my mistake. I meant I meant I meant close planets like Mars and Venus, in large planets like Jupiter.
Okay, but then you also brought up the moon, and we've never seen the other side of the moon. So how would you base Earth on that body? You wouldn't be able to do that.
It was more of the I think in the early history, it was more theological. The fact that spheres were perfect, were the perfect shape, and the fact that we see the moon as a disk doesn't discount the fact that it could be a sphere, and the fact that we saw the shadow of the Earth on the moon, which also showed it to be round and also probably a sphere since it's also a celestial object.
Okay, I can't go backwards in my research right now. I just don't want to go there. I've already been where I've been. I'm good. All right, Prodigal, or Finisher, or Luke, or Pill, please.
Yeah, that's what I was asking him in the chat right there. How come flights from west to east are roughly the same as flights from east to west? Now, you'll get like a 20, 40 minute, an hour delay, but that's not going to make up for the planet going 1,100 miles an hour. And 747's top speed is, I think, what, 700 some odd miles an hour? The math is just not there for those routes. If we're spinning.
Hey, actually, I have a question for you. Actually, an answer for that one. The answer to that is, I talked to some pilots. They said that they fly up to the upper circle, and it has a wind stream. It's a different wind stream to give you different timing, but they have nothing against, like, they can't calculate for Coriolis effect.
So I'm a pilot, not by trade. I'm a private pilot. Though I didn't travel vast distances, I'm a helicopter pilot, so didn't ever have to complicate the Coriolis effect. But the reason that planes are take roughly the same time east to west as west to east is because of simple Newtonian physics. They start with on one reference frame and they land in the same reference frame. The same reason that when flying in a plane, throwing a tennis ball to the front of the plane and throwing a tennis ball to the back of the plane takes the same amount of time.
Absolutely, Seth. I agree, and that's the problem. That doesn't help the baller theory. That's exactly right.
But it does explain his question that if the Earth is spinning, why does it take the same amount of time to travel east to west as west to east?
Well, that's right. If it was spinning, no, there would be a difference. You're admitting there isn't a difference, Seth. That's the point. There would be a difference. That's why they tried to say it was the Coriolis effect, and of course that was disproven because it has to do with barrel twist, right-handed or left-handed. No. There is no Coriolis effect. That's the point. That's why the flights take the same amount of time. There is slight differences, and it is always a wind factor, the upper airstreams that the finisher was mentioning.
That's incorrect. It's very simple. Okay, it takes planes roughly the same time to fly east to west as west to east. For the same reason, it takes the same time as a tennis ball to be thrown to the front of the plane, to the back of the plane, in a plane in flight. It's because they're in the same reference frame. It's basically
right. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Seth. The Earth is not moving. If it was moving, there would be a different factor. That's called the Coriolis effect. That obviously doesn't exist.
Yeah, you would have to throw the tennis ball on the outside of the plane.
No.
You would have to be on the outside of the plane throwing the fucking tennis ball in front of the plane. Because the plane in and of itself is moving. Nothing inside is moving.
No. This is very simple. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right, Seth. Keep going. You're absolutely right.
Well, why are we entertaining this shit? Okay, we'll just get straight.
I think it's good. I think let them go. Let them talk.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Shouldn't get
so laws of physics are uniform in any uniform frame of motion, the plane or the Earth, right? Just like inside of a plane, when you throw a tennis ball, that you can't tell whether or not you're moving when you're in the plane. Even if you're traveling 500 miles an hour, there's no experiment inside the plane you could do other than opening a window that shows you that you're moving, right? No matter if you microwave a burrito, if you throw a tennis ball, if you stir a cup of coffee, there's no effect on those things physically. Similarly to flying a plane east to west, west to east, because it's the same reference frame. This is simple Newtonian physics.
What if you put an MLB pitcher in the back of a semi-truck that can throw a 70-mile-an-hour fastball, and he throws his fastball from the back of the semi-truck to the front of the semi-truck, but the truck's moving forward at 70 miles an hour?
If it's uniform,
the ball doesn't stay in his hand.
That's exactly right. Troglodyte. Then what are you saying this Coriolis effect is caused by? What is causing the Coriolis effect that you clearly believe in?
I mean, you would have to be inside a capsule.
No, watch it. Watch it. Wait, hold on. Prodigy, watch. I'm just asking him, what does he think is causing the Coriolis effect? Watch.
So when you fill the gas tanker semi-truck with gas.
You see how he can't answer? I'll just try one more. I'm going to try Rose and Luke and Finisher. I'm going to try this one more time. Watch. What do you think is causing the Coriolis effect that you obviously believe in, Trog?
The spinning of the planet.
There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The spinning. So it does matter. Does it matter or does it not matter? I'm trying to figure. Which one is it, Rose? I'm just trying to figure out which side they're going to pick. I mean, is it one or the other? We can only pick one, right, Rose? Can I pick both sides, Rose, or do I have to pick one?
No, it's mind control at its finest. I mean, this is
right. I mean, bro, no, listen, Rose, I can show these guys a picture. I can show these guys a level picture. I'll even Photoshop it so that's 100% straight. I'll put it on the Earth, and they'll say, oh, it's a curve. Okay.
I mean, the only way you would have to do is, like, strap yourself down to the fucking wheel of a fucking monster truck, I guess. Tie yourself to that, then throw a fucking baseball, and just see how it works, all right? Because that's what you're talking about, all right?
Right. Hey, Prodigy. They're saying if I have a radio-controlled helicopter inside of a plane and I'm just trying to hover, I guess it just stays perfectly still with the plane flying, right?
It would.
Right. That's it, right? It's going to stay perfectly still. It's never going to move, right?
At the end of the day, you're actually giving more credence to the fucking dome theory of the flat Earth, that we would have to be inside this capsule for it to fucking work. Because you would have to be inside the fucking plane for you to be able to throw the tennis ball. If you're outside the motherfucking plane, then you're going to go with the fucking tennis ball.
Well, wait a minute. That's a good question, Prodigy. Wait, hold on, guys. Let me just hear what he said. Hold on. Let me just say this real quick. That's a good point what he just made. Yeah, what's holding the air in, Prodigy? What's holding the air in our atmosphere? That's a good question.
Gentlemen?
I think that was directed towards you, Prodigy.
Well, it's not our problem. I mean, we can believe in a canopy. That doesn't help the spinning ball Earth. That's the point. Is it really hurts the spinning ball Earth if we have an atmosphere? Everything hurts the spinning ball Earth once you actually study the subject. And trust me, guys. And here's the thing, guys. Seth and Trog, I was on your side 9-10 months ago. I would have been right with you, but I actually understand the subject now, and it is very enlightening. I suggest you guys research it. It really might change your life. You might get lucky.
I've looked into it. I'm familiar with
Oh, I know, but Seth, come on, you guys are atheists, though. What have you really looked into? Come on.
I probably know the arguments for God better than you do.
I bet you would. I know that you would say that. I understand. That's my point. Is that you also made some arguments for the flat Earth earlier. I understand.
I'm willing to prove it.
Go ahead.
Well, Pillbox would need to come on camera so I can see that he's not Googling.
What?
Yeah, my hands are free, bro. What do you need? What can I do for you?
You guys don't want to take Nancy's word for it. I'm not going to take your word for it.
No, we don't want you to.
Do you really believe that? You really think they landed on the moon, Seth? I got to be honest. I'm really just one subject, but let's forget the ISS. Let's say the ISS could be real. Do you really think they landed on the moon though in '69?
Yeah.
Oh my good lord, people! I mean, I was a kid and I could tell it was fake. I mean, I got an eye for things.
No, but this is the point I've made so many times. The government admitted that it was a hoax. They admit it.
How about this, Seth? How many people went to the moon?
How can you still believe it, Seth? How can you believe something the government said was bullshit?
I want to point out.
It doesn't make sense. No, I'm saying something. I'm saying something, Seth. I'm saying something, Seth. This ain't the Seth show. Hold on, Seth. I'm asking you a question. How can you believe something that the government is saying didn't happen? They said it didn't happen. And you're going to say you believe it, even though they admit it?
Forgive me if I don't take your word for it.
Look it up. You can't look up documents. It's unclassified.
Hold on. So,
Rose, they just listened to the guy say we can't go through the Van Allen belt. They both said that's not what he said.
Chico, let me talk to this.
When it comes to the research problem, I'm convinced. Currently,
you weren't even aware of that, though, Seth. You weren't even aware that the government said they didn't do it. So how did you research it? You weren't even aware of it.
Let me finish.
You want to know what your problem is, Seth?
Yeah.
I am the only guy that you have never been able to beat. Woo! Roddy Roddy Piper, hashtag that shit right now.
All right, thanks for that. When it comes to like moon landing conspiracy theories, I'm convinced that I probably even know more about that than Pillbox.
Seth, it's not that we don't know.
I know. Listen, guys, just for the record, Seth knows more about everything. He knows more about everything than I do.
It's not that we don't know that you know that you know. Right. The thing we know, though, is you're boring at the presentation.
Wait, hold on one sec. Hey, Luke, watch this. Hey, wait,
Go
Rose. Hey, hold on a second. Rose, you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Seth, real quick. What type of reptile is ovoviviparous? Do you know that?
Nope.
There you go.
Do you know that answer, Seth? I mean, you might have to Google it, but do you know what type of reptile would be ovoviviparous?
How many times do I have to say no?
He said no.
No, okay. I just wanted to see if I knew any. Rose.
Yeah.
Rose, Luke, Finisher, Prodigy. I just wanted to see if I knew anything that he didn't know. I just wanted to check. Okay, guys.
Oh, okay. There you go, Phil. That was a good point, Phil. Thank you.
No, wait. Somebody take a guess. Wait, Seth, was that you? Did you just guess?
Yeah, that was me.
We can't have a moment where we acknowledge Phil. And
wait a minute. Wait, Luke, he's trying to talk. Hold on. What was your guess?
Oh, my guess is that it's probably the type of reptiles that turtles and call them.
No, that would be oviparous. So thanks again, buddy. Okay, Luke, go ahead.
Well, it was a guess.
That was a guess.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I just want to make sure. Okay.
I just want to say, hey, Seth, it was an honor. It was a privilege. We see you got a lot to say, and you feel like you have limited time to say it, and I understand that. But I want to let you know one thing and one thing only. Wearing that motherfucking hat indoors is going to make you go bald, man. You'll never have hair like this, so take that motherfucking hat off.
I'm not indoors.
Touche.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a gazebo.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like an indoor area. I see a light behind him.
That's really nice. Actually, it looks nice.
Thank you.
Oh, you're in it. You're outside in a gazebo. Are you homeless?
Come on.
No.
How did you get a computer and internet? Are you stealing from the neighbors? I did that for 2 years, so I know it's feasible. 2 years, yeah. They never had a lock. Back in the days when no one even knew how to put a lock on, because, ooh, did you ever steal my internet? They never thought that. Hey, your next door neighbor.
Hey, Seth.
Hold on 1 second. Experimental vaccines said, living in California, I have seen the moon and the sun set on the horizon. Why can't I see Hawaii?
Oh, that's weird. I'm going to California here soon. Hey.
Well, if you have a telescope, try it. I mean, it's a far distance from California coastline, though. We're talking about 60 miles. Hawaii is more than 60 miles away from California coastline.
California bitches, we're going.
Yeah, we're talking about, like 60 miles an hour, out there. How far can your eyes see? Yeah, get a telescope, try it out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There you go.
Look into it, dude. Get a telescope. People have done it.
Fun fact.
Yay,
Seth does not know who spread across the world that there is a ball Earth.
What?
Oh, that's fun, I guess.
Who or what spread across the world the theory of ball Earth?
Oh, the fact was an Earth. Who?
Why don't you tell me?
How does he know these things, Seth? You know everything that I know more, but you don't know your own claim. I don't understand how that works, Luke. I don't get this.
No,
I understand how it works, because they're talking 5 pounds of monkey crap in a 2-pound bag. That's how much crap they got.
That's what I think. To the cliffs.
I'm pretty sure Seth has only mentioned 2 topics.
To the cliffs sounds good. They're always in the next time. I think to the cliffs sounds about right.
To the cliffs.
Oh, goodbye, Coriolis boy.
To the cliffs.
Are y'all trolls? I'm just wondering. Are y'all troll? Are you like a troll, Seth?
No. Seth is for. I will vouch for Seth that he believes that what he's saying, which might be crazy, but he believes it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were just one of the guys that come over here and just make outlandish statements and stuff and back it up with like very little or anything. Because I get a bunch of trolls, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna take his favorite inserts from this, and he's gonna record some of them and put some nice atheist, sad music behind it to make his videos. Yeah.
Community, I figured it out. I knew it. You are the dark horse.
If you go to my channel, you'll see that I've never done.
Your dark horse is official. You're a new dark horse. New dark horse. Change your name to Dark Horse. It piss Dark Horse off. You'd be real mad because I'm the one who gave you the idea.
Wait, he's right. I think that was Skylar Fiction. I think he's correct.
Just do it. You'll start a new war with someone. You like wars. I see it.
I like wars.
We're my warriors. We're right here, Dark Horse, and you're a freaking force of nature that can be beat because your heart machines can be. Hey, whatever. Shut up. I'm not rapping tonight. This is a serious conduct. This is not rap battle time. This is serious.
Well, hey, how about this, Luke and Rose and everybody? I mean, I just want to get serious. I mean, is there any, if you had to pick the strongest point for your claim, Seth, what would your strongest piece of scientific evidence be for the claim of a spinning ball Earth?
So, yeah,
well,
actually,
there you have it, Rose. So I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Because when it comes to the fact that they're spinning or rotating on the sun, that becomes a lot more difficult. That's more of a philosophical problem. You can't prove, and this is going to sound very controversial to anybody who's watching me, who's an atheist or science-minded, who's on my side, as you guys would put it. I'm sympathetic to the view of geocentrism, just not flat Earth. And I'm sympathetic for the reasons that it's kind of a deep philosophical problem. The fact of the matter is there's no preferential reference frame. And if that's the case,
I use big words, so that makes me look smart.
Well, hold on, Luke. Is that your background noise? Luke, I couldn't hear him.
No.
I mean, not that it really mattered, but Seth, that's what I'm asking you about scientific evidence for what you're saying. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not talking about philosophical. I mean, scientifically, from my point of view, the most obvious thing is that we're not on a ball and it's not spinning. That to me is scientifically obvious. I've made some claims. I'm just asking for your best claim to give me your best pieces of evidence that we are on a ball or that we are spinning, which, I mean, obviously both are impossible, but I'm asking for your best scientific example.
Right, and I'll get to that in 1 second. I just want to explain that I'm sympathetic to the view of geocentrism, because I think that according to relativity, there are no preferential reference frames, and if that's the case, then there isn't really a sense on which one is true and which one isn't, whether or not the Earth is at the center of the solar system or whether the Sun is at the center of the solar system. That's kind of a philosophical problem. One just is easier to do the math than the other, but they both work. When it comes to whether or not the Earth is a sphere, I think that's a lot less philosophically, foundationally problematic. I think it's pretty obvious that when people shoot off rockets and with cameras in them, and they show that the horizon lowering it on either side, I think it makes it pretty clear that the Earth is.
Wait a minute. He just made the claim. That's what I was waiting for, guys. So government photography is your best evidence. Okay, thank you, Seth.
No.
Okay, now let me ask you this, Seth, real quick. That was excellent. Excellent point. I'm glad he finally made a point. Government photography, guys, is what the evidence is. Don't be upset. It's okay, Seth. You just said it.
No.
It's okay, Seth. You just said with rockets in space, we took pictures. It's okay. We got it. We got your point.
I never said government photography. Amateurs.
Wait a minute. Who took the Who put the rockets in space, Seth?
We have the capability now.
Wait a minute. Wait. Are you saying you're saying that not the government rockets and not the government photography now?
No, that is not what I was.
Wow, this is really interesting. I'd love to hear more about this. Can you please tell me about these civilian rockets that have taken these pictures?
Yeah, one of them is actually I'm not sure if you use a rocket or web.
Oh, the GoPro camera. Yeah, those are fascinating. So cameras that have fisheye lenses on it. Okay. Now, Seth, let me ask you this. What would it do to you, just mentally, what would it do to your mind if you found out the Earth was not a spinning ball? What would it do to you, your worldview?
I don't know. It changed what I thought about our place in the universe. That's about it.
Okay, well, fair enough. At least you admitted it would change something. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, I can help you out, Seth. How about we just say it's all God's will?
I'm an atheist, so I couldn't say that.
Yeah, well,
there's your problem.
Yeah, I knew he had to be an atheist. The way he was talking, I was like, damn, he sounds like them. And okay, I was right. All right.
So you said it was easier to calculate the Earth. Can you go ahead and show us the calculation of how much curvature there is per mile up to 100 miles? Since it's so obvious, go ahead and just give us a map.
Yeah, you're a pilot. You should have to know that.
Well, no, but that's not what I was referring to.
No. Oh man.
No?
Yeah, that's not what I was referring to when I was referring to which one is easier to do the calculations. I was referring to whether or not if the solar system is sun-centered or Earth-centered. A sun-centered solar system does make the calculations a little bit easier. I'm really not sure how the calculations work out on a ball Earth. I've just never done it.
Well, why don't you go figure out which law of science would that apply to, what type of trigonometry equation, or what have you, to figure out how much curvature would be on the Earth, show me where on the Earth that it is actually applied, and then I'll take you seriously.
You don't have to take me seriously. That's fine. I don't take you seriously.
Oh, wow.
You ever shoot for the Coriolis effect finisher? You ever make any long distance shots out there when you were in the military years ago?
Yeah, I believe I shot.
Well, you said 1,800 meters. Wow. Now, did you adjust for the Coriolis effect?
No, sure did, and we just calculated for wind and trajectory.
Wow, that is so weird. I mean, because that's actually a lot longer than my best shot, and you know, it was pretty difficult just shooting 500, 600 meters. So, I mean, if these snipers don't adjust for Coriolis effect, I just wonder, why do people continue to bring this up as if they know something? Do you have an idea why?
They watch movies.
Nice. Well, there you have it. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but that's why airplanes and helicopters don't have to worry about these so-called fictitious, you know, math equations, because there is no Coriolis effect. Sorry, guys.
Exactly.
I know that's their favorite argument, Rose. They love bringing that up.
Yeah, that goes back to what Protocol was saying, that it has to do with temperature.
You're saying gravity has to do with it.
And weather.
Well, sure, weather does, but he was saying the gravity.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he means by that still, but...
You don't... I got it. He explained it like 3 times, dude.
He said temperature keeps things pushed
The
down.
fuck in. Yeah, the fuck in. That's what he said.
We're not going to have to explain this again, because he told you where to go look to find it.
Find what?
I'll look it up. I'll show it to you. I'll give you a link, bro. Sorry about that. Have to get something to eat.
Yeah, and just for anybody watching, or if you want to know, Seth, I do have some pictures that I took at certain altitudes, probably around 36,000 feet. I have about 3 or 4 pictures on my G Plus you can look at. I think they're extremely profound and concrete. I got to be honest with you, Seth. When I looked at them at first a year and a half ago when I took them, I even thought in my mind I saw a curve and that it made sense to me. Now that I understand the math, I feel stupid. I really feel stupid for thinking about that ball Earth theory, because it was just so normal. You're just raised since you're 2 years old to believe in it. And the biggest thing, though, Seth, isn't necessarily the lack of a curve. The biggest thing is that the horizon is still at eye level, and that absolutely destroys every single thing about the ball Earth theory. And there's nothing they can do about it. I'm sorry. It's just concrete.
Yeah, I didn't notice any of those things when I was flying. I'm going to get my fixed.
Well, I agree, Pill. That's a good point you made.
I'll be sure to look more carefully when I get my fixed wing on.
Well, yeah, you got to realize.
You have to.
Well, let me just tell him something real quick, since he's a pilot. Is that even airline pilots, who obviously fly a lot higher than helicopters, have even come forward and admitted the same thing, that they even thought they saw a curvature, and now they're like, oh my God, we were totally fooled, and it's totally different than what we saw. I mean, this is airline pilots. Obviously, I'm not an airline pilot. And they're coming forward now. And this is this is one of the biggest movements in the history of mankind. This is something that's on fire right now. So.
Pill, they're trained to see curvature.
We all are. We're all indoctrinated since we are children to see curvature.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
we're told. The globe is in where? In the fucking kindergarten class when you first walk in, first day, there's the globe.
Right. So either the Earth is not curved, or it's about 350 million miles in circumference. That's what it's gonna have to be, you know.
Yep.
I went up to the Sears Tower, and they swore that you could see the curvature of the Earth. Needless to say, I was disappointed. I was looking.
Right, it's different when you're in a building. It's easier to see reality. When you're in a plane, it seems like maybe because of the windows and planes, it's a lot easier to maybe manipulate your mind and say, oh, I think I see a curve. But yeah, you go in a building, it ain't happening.
Yeah, and Prodigal, another point about that is why do they have to tell you that you're going to see curvature? That's already pre-programming right there. They're telling you, you go in here, you're going to see the curvature. So your mind is already thinking that's what you're going to see. So again, you have perception and programming on top of that.
They must have not realized that I have common sense too, and I didn't see shit.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people don't have common sense, and they think they do. So that's what this world is missing, is common sense.
I spent the whole time looking down at the glass, wondering what the hell I'd look like if I fell off.
I bet. All right, so
yeah, it's all about the imagination, guys, and even Christians do it too, and they're having some serious issues, obviously, with me, since I'm one of their brothers, and I'm trying to show this stuff. It's like, look, I took this picture, show me where the curve is. The horizon's completely flat, and they're like, oh yeah, I see a little curve, and it's like, I just took a ruler to it, bro, and you're seeing a curve. So it's all about perspective. It's just like looking at the Bible and saying, oh, see, God says this and God says that. People, the exact same evidence, two polar opposite opinions. It's never been about the evidence. It's about your presupposition.
And I'll tell you what, and I'll be honest with you, the churches are in on it too. That's the sad thing. The churches are in on it too, because, and I'm a Christian.
Not necessarily conspiracy. It's brainwashing.
Right, but it's not necessarily a conspiracy. No, it's not necessarily a conspiracy. It's just like evolution. You already have to believe in it to be part of the group. If I want to be a communist and join the Communist Party, I can't say I'm a capitalist that I want to join your party. I don't think I'm going to get the red card. It doesn't work that way.
The churches still have maps and stuff like that for the flat Earth. So if this ever really took off and got out there, and we ever found out, every freaking church, the Catholic Church, the Muslims, they're all going to pull out this map saying, look, we knew it was flat the whole time and we've been trying to tell you. It's going to destroy a lot of science. People are not going to turn to science.
Not science, the liars who manipulate science.
Exactly. But that's what's going to happen, because you see how rational people are right now. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to see the criminals. They're going to sit there and say, well, why the hell did we ever fall for this? Was that me?
Experimental vaccines made a good point. He said perception. Hold on, shit. Everyone's fucking on it right now. Oh my god. Fuck. It's like it keeps going beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, that's what it's doing over here on my end too.
You too? Fuck. Well, anyways, to sum it up, he was saying perception is everything.
Yeah, it's just I'm not trying to convince you of anything, Seth. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I want you to go out, look for the answers, because the more you look for the answers and the more you study into it and try to come over here and debate us, I'm almost certain that, you're going to come around. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I didn't come in here to debate. I came in here to see what you guys were talking about, possibly interject. I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to. I was asked questions.
Well, interject.
I already have. I'm not exactly sure what to ask anymore. It was a lot of times, like with Pillbox, it's very difficult to actually ask a question because he avoids the question, brings up other things, and it's really frustrating.
That was the past. Well, that was the past, so now it's different.
Okay, so I guess my question to Prodigal is, what do you mean temperature is what causes gravity?
I left the link. Check it out.
Right,
it's on the side chat. The link's on the
side chat.
Well, I saw that. It's a YouTube channel. I'm not going to sit here, I mean, no offense, I'm just not going to sit here and watch hours of videos to try to figure out what you're talking about. If you understand it, can you explain it to me?
I'll tell you
Fair
what.
enough.
I'll get the exact argument instead of my colorful use of the languages.
Sorry, I know you're having dinner right now. Do you want to finish up?
Yeah, I'm eating real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Finisher, you there, right?
Let me see.
Sorry, we're just trying to figure out the best way to explain stuff to him.
All right, well then I'll read some comments then while you guys get your stuff together. Let's see.
Well, he hasn't gotten back to my question. Who or what spread ball Earth theory around the world?
Right. I told you my understanding of how we got how that is the prevailing theory, and I don't know how else to explain.
How?
There's another way.
How? I mean, I don't agree with you 100% because I don't think that they could actually see planets and what have you. But I understand how you got to that point. But how did they spread it across the world? Like who, what, when, where, how? Started asking those questions. Who went around the world saying that it was a ball?
You obviously think that it was a single person spreading it like a Johnny Appleseed. That's not how I think it progressed. I think it progressed like any scientific idea, that it spread with scientific papers and people discussing it naturally. Are you suggesting something else? I would like to know what you think.
Well, I mean, break it down like a virus, right? This scientist found it, and he starts telling people. Now, what organization founder? What organization was going around the world like that?
No single organization? Like, I think it spread the same way things like the idea of determinism.
If you looked it up, there was a single organization that did. That's what I was getting at. If you look up who did it, there is an actual organization that went around the world, and you might be a little bit in for a shock whenever you find out who did it.
Why don't you tell me?
Because then you wouldn't have to do the research. You'd just be like, shut up. Do the research. I want you to see it for yourself.
Okay.
He won't. That means he won't.
I don't. Why don't you just tell me and I know what I'm looking for?
See, just be honest and say, I'm not going to. Like you just said earlier. You don't want to take the time to look for yourself. That's the problem with people, is that we give you things to go do your own research. You can't take everybody's word. Don't believe anything we're saying. You have to look into it for yourself, and people are just too lazy to fucking do it. They want someone else to give them all the answers that it took us, me, 14 years to know all the stuff I know. How could I break all that down for you? I mean, you have to look into your own research. You have to.
No, I'm not going to. I mean, even if you told me, I'm not just going to take his word for it. I'm going to look it up. But I mean,
right.
I would.
But you're saying you don't want to. No. But he's telling you to look it up, and you're saying you don't want to. And can he just tell you?
No.
Yeah, that's what he just said.
I gave you a link as well, bro.
Dude, this is live. I can rewind it.
I know.
You said I don't want to take the time to watch hours of YouTube videos or look into this stuff when you could just tell me. Which I understand that, yes. But at the same time, he's saying, here is a link. Just look more into it. You know, it's a lot to explain to somebody.
I never said that I would never look into the videos that he probably will check those out at some point or another. The problem is, what I said I'm not going to do is right now look through 3 hours of YouTube videos to try to find the argument that he's talking about. Just right now.
Now, but later, you look into it.
I'm just saying, like, whenever you're arguing ball Earth, you should know who started it and what theories came up about and how they started it, and where the theories were like debunked in history, and then what covered it up. Like, I'm trying to let you do the research. Like, I found it in less than 24 hours. And then I went ahead and expelled on it a whole lot more to figure out why. So it won't take that long. You can figure it out.
Why would you subject anybody to that? If I was trying to tell you that the argument from divine hiddenness is a really good argument, but don't take my word for it, I would tell you to look up Schellenberg. Schellenberg has a good divine hiddenness argument. You should look him up. Why would you subject somebody to look to harder research if you're trying to prove a point? There's just no reason for that unless maybe you don't have an answer. I think you do have an answer. I'm not sure why.
People have answers. Look, these people are really smart, these guys, okay? They have the answers. It's just sometimes we'd have to send you, 15 links to even get to the point where we got to that point? It's harder than you think, right?
You're not going to understand it if I explain it to you. That's why I sent you the link of the guy who knows more about it so you can understand it. He can explain it better than I can.
I don't understand that because Einstein said, and it seems true at least in my explanations of things, that if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. Everything that I feel like I understand, I can explain plainly to you.
Einstein, what the?
But we don't understand it because you're not explaining it right.
Because Einstein says this automatically makes every human being able to do that because he said so. Who the fuck is he to say that everything should be simple or you don't know? That's bullshit.
No, I'm not saying it's true because he said it.
Well, why even throw that out there then? Come on.
Saying is he's
throw him up in the right direction. Look up the Pythagorean theorem.
He's not going to look up anything. He doesn't want to look up anything. He wants us to tell him everything we know on this and make it easier for him.
There's no, why don't you just make it easier for him?
Exactly, see? Make it easier for him.
Well, why not?
You just denied that. Well, ask them. That's what they want to do. That's up to them. I don't have the patience for that shit. That's why I would always recommend links because, fuck. It's too much work.
It seems like a really weird argument. Like, hey, I know this thing, but you just find it on your own. It just seems.
Yeah, find it on your. I did. No one told me anything. No one helped me. I found out everything on my own with nobody's help. Not even YouTube. Not even YouTube. Just on my own. It's all on my own.
It's just really hard to have a conversation like that. I mean, when I say things like, why do planes take the same amount of time to fly east to west as west to east? I'm perfectly fine with explaining that. I don't tell you, oh, go look it up. Newton explained it. Go find it. You don't research. I mean, I have a reason why to think that's true, and I explain it.
Okay. Well, you do it your way. Do it our way.
Pillbox asked you what was your strongest point to explain ball Earth, and you pretty much said that it was from the rockets taking pictures. But at the beginning part of the conversation, at the very beginning of when you got on, you also said that the Earth was not a perfect sphere. It was an oblique spheroid. So how do you explain the giant difference between their perfect spheres that they show you and your oblique spheroid?
Not sure that the pictures they show us are perfect spheres. I see deviations. It doesn't seem perfect to me. And besides the point, the fact that it's an oblate spheroid doesn't mean that it doesn't look like a sphere from far away. It just means that technically it's not a perfect sphere. That's the only point I was making.
Wow, that's impressive, boss. I mean, it doesn't have to look like what I believe it is, even though this is where I base my facts on. That's cool.
What? I mean, seriously, I have no idea what you're talking about. The fact that from far away something looks like a sphere when it's not actually a perfect sphere if you measure it closely doesn't seem to be a problem. You think that's an actual problem? Welcome back.
Man, Seth, that is phenomenal. So you believe it's an oblate spheroid, but it doesn't have to look like an oblate spheroid. That is profound, bro.
Yeah, not without measuring, not from far away. Sure, why not?
Wow, that is phenomenal. I'm just shocked that you're actually saying these things that are so contradictory. I mean, an oblate spheroid is a very different shape than a ball that they've shown us. I mean, I just can't believe you're actually saying this because it's completely contradictory.
Yeah, and 500 miles an hour looks a lot faster up close than it does from far away.
Yeah, that's a good point. Have you ever heard of the Doppler effect, Seth?
Yes.
So you know that sound can be compressed, right?
Yeah.
Right, and of course, I'm sure all of us have heard a car going by and hearing the engine tone change as it goes by. If you're going a certain direction, which supposedly we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on this planet, sound would sound completely different coming from the opposite, the opposing direction. If I'm standing west of somebody versus standing east from somebody, the sound would be compressed. So gravity can't, magically fix that problem. So I mean, again, it's just another issue for the Ballistics theory. My point is that all of science goes against this Ballistics theory, bro. You just got to look into it. I know it's going to be difficult because it would completely go against the model of atheism. It would completely contradict your entire worldview, and that's why, I mean, you're already contradicting yourself, saying you believe it's an oblate spheroid, but it looks, otherwise. I mean, don't you think that's a little? I mean, honestly, if I did something like that, people would be calling me crazy and be laughing. I mean, that's just, it's almost like a psychosis I think people have,
No, and when it comes to Doppler, sound is only compressed when things are moving relative to you. If something on the Earth in my same reference point spinning away from me at the same speed I'm spinning towards it, since I'm on the surface of the planet, there would be no Doppler.
Right, because the sound waves are protected by gravity, right?
No.
Okay, what's keeping the sound waves from being protected from the Doppler effect if the Earth is spinning, Seth?
The fact that we're on the same reference frame.
Right, so the sound waves just go along with the actual movement of the planet.
Yes. This is simple Newtonian physics.
I know that you believe that, but that's just insanity. You've already admitted that you're thinking it looks okay, even though you believe it's an oblate spheroid, bro. It's just insanity, man.
If Newtonian physics are true, that would explain it thoroughly. Things on the same reference frame behave the same way.
Seth, you have a brain psychosis. I'm sorry, bro, but the atheism has rotted your brain. That's insanity. If I said anything like that at all, people would be laughing. That's crazy.
Don't accept Newtonian physics.
Seth, you can't magically say that gravity is going, or any type of physics, Newtonian or otherwise, is going to protect sound from traveling a different way. Sound compresses if it's being moved and from different directions. That's why you hear it when a car goes by you.
No, that's right, because the car is moving relative to me. If a car is parked 100 feet away, it's moving the same. It's moving with the air with me in the same reference point. There's no sound to compress.
Right. You believe that. That's insane. Wow.
There's only so much I can take.
Well, I think that proves the point right there. I mean, this is a psychosis of the brain, Rose. So I mean, I don't really know how much more you guys want to go.
No, again, I'll prove it another way. Well, let's go back to the us sitting on a plane traveling at 300 miles an hour. If I have a air horn in the front of the plane versus an air horn in the back of the plane, even though I'm traveling at 500 miles an hour, would one horn sound different than the other? No, we're on the same reference frame. The sound isn't being compressed one direction versus the other because we're in the same reference point.
Right, because we're not moving. That's why we're not moving. We're on a fixed plane, so it doesn't happen.
No. The plane is moving. You would agree that planes exist and they travel at high speeds, right?
Right, the plane that we're on. Right, if a plane goes by, you're going to hear the Doppler effect, yes.
Right, but if we're both on the plane, we wouldn't.
Right, because we're both on the plane and the sound is going with us. If we're both on a spinning planet, if I'm on the opposite side of you, that changes.
No, it doesn't. Because we're both the planet is like a plane in that sense.
Oh, dude. All right.
I don't understand why you don't get this. It's very simple.
We get it, but we've already debunked it. All right, to the glyphs. To the glyphs.
You don't have to kick me out. You can just ask me to leave.
But I am here now for each
to
and
the
every one of
cliff,
you
dear Lord.
that are here.
Perfect timing.
Thank you. And you're welcome, each and every one of you, that we have brought the entertainment, the excitement, the knowledge, the skill, the wisdom, if you will, each and every single night. And we want you to remember, like, share, subscribe, comment below. I am Luke Doug. I have 4 channels. That's the Prodigal Military Army Navy man. He fought, so you have the right to have a motherfucking cold beer here tonight. If you don't subscribe to him, then you motherfucking ISIS terrorist bitch. That's what I'm calling you from now on. If you don't subscribe to the Prodigal, finish him. He made Mortal Kombat. You better subscribe to him. And we got Rose. I mean, if you don't subscribe to her, then you're gay. And then you got Pillbox. Pillbox. Can I have a pill, man? You got any vegan?
I got red pills, bro.
I want the bread pill. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not noticed, on this show each and every single night for you, not each and every single night, but pretty much each and every single night, not only we've escalated higher, grown more, but you, each and every one of you, is interactive. We love your comments, and you know what? Comment below. You guys want another sing-song fest? So I heard some negative reviews, but I saw a lot of positive comments, and people loved it. Worldwide Prodigal. Would you not like to do a little karaoke night? For example, say all of a sudden you're like, blame it all on my roots, you know, because you showed up in boots. Hey, why not? We can have fun here, unlike anyone else worldwide, and I'm allowed to say that. You know why? Because we did it, we've done it, and we'll do it again for you. And if you ain't down with that, I got 2 motherfucking words for you.
To the cliffs. Oh, sorry.
To the cliffs. A experimental vaccine said, panel, do you believe Earth is a planet?
No, there are no planets. I just want to recap real quick, guys. I mean, you heard it from the guy. This is an intelligent atheist, and he is saying he believes the Earth is a certain shape, but looks totally different. You guys got to be a little bit suspicious about the type of mindset it takes to say something like that. I'm just being honest with you guys. If I were to say something like that, if I said, yeah, this orange is shaped like a pear, that wouldn't make any sense. You see, if an orange is shaped like an orange, or if it's round, if I say, oh no, it's pear-shaped, but I'm showing it to you and it's actually round, it's not pear-shaped. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way, guys. Oblate spheroid is closer to a pumpkin. It's obviously wider than it is tall. To the perspective, that's what an oblate spheroid is. Obviously, Neil deGrasse Tyson made this famous recently as he explained that he believes that the Earth is an oblate spheroid, admitting that all the pictures of from NASA are fake, which of course everybody's known this that has any, you know, a couple cents to rub between their ears. But you've heard it. I mean, these people are literally saying one thing and then completely contradicting themselves. And you heard when I asked the guy, you know, and trying to be nice and everything, I asked the gentleman what is his best evidence for obviously the spinning ball theory, and he says the pictures that rockets have taken. You know, so I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, really, government pictures, and of course then he denies that it's not the government. No, not the government pictures. Oh, I know that there's people on the fence out there, and for people that even believe that they're on a magical spinning ball that defies the laws of physics, gravity, and of course 3 factors of centrifugal force. You got to really put some thinking into this. We were all taught this scam. There's a reason why this is the biggest movement in the history of the world. There are more people waking up to this fact than anything in the history of modern mankind. This is literally sweeping the world. You have atheists dropping their pseudoscience beliefs and turning to the fact that there is a clear creator because of the fact that we're not in a spinning ball. You know, people continue to say, well, it's really not that big of a deal. Well, then why do you keep defending it? And if it's not that big of a deal, why do people obviously want to know? Why do people care so much? Why are people looking into it? Why do everybody from every different walk of life want to know? If we can scientifically disprove the fact that we're not in a spinning ball, I think I want to know that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I pointed out earlier, if it's flat and it's the way that, or not flat, or it's just not what NASA is saying, then that proves a creator. They have to keep the round Earth with the Big Bang Theory.
Right. Is there any way that you could take the picture I put into the Google chat, Rose, and maybe put it up top? Or I can't do it now. I just shut down my laptop. But I have these pictures on my phone that I took before I ever came to this conclusion, guys. So you can't say that I tried to take them a certain way. And it wasn't until later where I started realizing that really intelligent people were telling me about this, and I looked into it. Then I was like, wait a minute, no, I thought I was even one of those idiots that said I saw the curve. I was in the plane. I even took, and then I go to my camera, I get the pictures, and I'm, wow, wait a minute, there is no curve. And not only that, it's not just the lack of curve, guys, and there could be a curve if we're sitting on a circle. That's not the issue. The issue is the height of the horizon. If I'm in a plane at 35,000 feet and the horizon is still at eye level, it's game over. Sorry, guys. It's not even close.
Can you give me the link again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I put the picture in the Google Plus chat just now. Did you don't see it?
No, it's moving fast.
It's not in your chat. It's in the Hangout chat.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if Prodigal saw it or if Luke Dawes saw it, but I mean, this is I have about 7 or 8 photos that are just clearly absolutely destroy this ball idea. Again, it's not the curve, even though there is none, which is definitely damaging. It's the height of the horizon, guys. The higher you go, the lower the horizon is going to be. You know, that's the reality of it if you're on a ball. But it doesn't do that. That's why you go to the Sears Tower, you get up in a plane, you fly way up high, and the horizon stays with you. You look out and you see the horizon.
Okay, I got you. All right, you go ahead. Hold on.
And again, I looked at that thinking nothing. Again, a year and a half ago when I looked at my picture that I took, I didn't suspect anything. It wasn't until I took the goggles of presuppositional indoctrinated pseudoscience off and looked at it honestly and said, oh, wait a minute, there's something definitely wrong here. And now I'm looking at a dozen pictures that I took and completely shocked at the fact that I didn't notice it. I feel stupid that I didn't put this together or didn't think about it for so long. I never questioned it, and not to mention questioning the centrifugal force factors. There's 3 centrifugal force factors that we'd have to obey. Obviously, the laws of physics are a constant in all systems, whether atheists want to deny that or not. I mean, they deny entropy, so they're going to deny everything. But this is just too obvious, guys. This is a big deal. That's why we're on here.
My computer is freezing up right now.
I know a lot of people's computers are doing that tonight.
Getting hit hard.
Oh, Luke Dog. Luke Dog, do you see that in the Hangout chat? Do you see that picture? Or Prodigal?
I don't see anything. I see me, I see you, I see Prodigal, and I see finish him.
It's in the Hangout chat. It's in the chat separate from the Hangout itself. It's one of the little...
Is it a gay thing? I don't see anything gay.
Oh, man. It is gay if you think we're on a ball Earth. Yeah, it'll be gay to
you. Nope.
Back in time. Do you see it in the Hangout chat, Rose?
Oh my god, dude.
Rosemania, yeah.
I just got kicked out. I had 30 seconds to get back in here. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Alright. No, I'll try again.
It's alright, you made it.
Goodness. People just stop, dude. I don't even want these chat rooms, and I have to watch their messages. What do I do?
Yeah, I got rid of them all. I had to hit end.
I did. I end them all, and then they pop back up again.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yep.
God, it's annoying. Okay. Here we go. Alright.
I can send it again, but it's going to be the same place.
No, I got it. It's just acting weird. Is it this one? No.
No, it's not in your personal chat. It's going to be in the Hangout chat.
Oh, that's.
It's going to have like all the names of all the people in the room.
Got it. Right here. Sorry, it's going really slow. These people, it keeps coming up. No, watch, it'll just keep popping up. Hell of them.
Yeah, I noticed that tonight. Yeah, I had the same problem. Yeah, it was pretty annoying.
All right, there we go. You see it?
There it is. Man, look at that.
Straight line right there.
I mean, not only is that, dead straight, but that horizon is at eye level. I mean, that's a serious problem. Where's this curve? I mean, it just goes out straight.
Yeah. Right here. You can see the line right here.
It's obviously psychology. I mean, I looked at it and thought I was seeing a curve. What curve did I think I was seeing? So it's all in your mind, guys. I was there. I'm on the other side now. It's very obvious. This hoax has been exposed, man. This is easier than debunking evolution, man. And I'm a pro at that. I've been doing that for years now, and this is just hands down so much easier. And I got people, even Christians, just still fighting it. They are so obviously indoctrinated by this BS. They cannot help themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's right here. I mean, I want to see people debunk this picture.
Guys, look at that picture. Look at the horizon and realize that it's at eye level. Don't you understand? People think that that's normal. People think that's what a ball would look like. That's what they've been programmed to think. And the ball doesn't look that way. You would have a severe curve. A 25,000-mile circumference is not that big. That's the issue. That would be like a 350 million mile circumference. Guys, the Earth isn't that big. No, that's clearly a plane. We're on a plane of some sort. I don't know how everything works. I don't know the exact shape of the Earth, but we are not on a spinning ball. You have to wake up past the psychosis, guys.
Yeah, for real. Well, thank you for sharing that, Bill. I mean, that's boom.
And that's the thing, you know, I mean, I have to use my own pictures. I mean, who do I trust? I have to take my pictures by myself. I mean, am I going to get a picture from somebody else and know that they didn't doctor it? Are you going to trust me? No, but I can show you the fact that I took it a year and a half ago, and obviously I wasn't talking about this a year and a half ago. So I don't know where you're going to get evidence that you guys want to believe in. You want to believe in your satanic Nazi government, or you want to believe in the guy that, you know, is now getting yelled at from all sorts of different groups now because I'm obviously diving into the most controversial subject ever, you know. It's not easy when you have even Christians yelling at you and people who think this is a joke, which obviously 9-10 months ago, like Rob Skiba said, he was like, oh, I thought it was a joke, and now he's looking at it now, and I'll be honest, I know that he knows it's not a ball Earth. He knows, but he doesn't want to admit it, but that's why he's going through it all, and he's still too embarrassed.
He doesn't want to deal with people that are saying,
Right, because it's that hard. He's got all kinds of followers. He says his Facebook is failing. He lost all these people. He's like, this is not easy. He's like, you guys think I'm doing this for fame and fortune? It's like I'm losing all kinds of support because people are so brainwashed. And it's like, well, God bless him. He just won't call himself a flat earther. Neither do I. I don't call myself a flat earther. I'm not claiming I know. If I had to bet, let me tell you what. If I did have to bet right now, like in 5 seconds, right now I have to pick one. Yeah, I would say flat. Period, because that's what all the evidence shows. That's what all the evidence shows is flat. Do I know that for sure? No. But the same people who believe in a ball Earth looking at the same evidence and think it's a ball. That's the farthest from the truth. It can't be. It can be concave before it can be a ball. It absolutely cannot be a ball, and it definitely cannot be spinning. There are just too many scientific factors, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I have to agree with all the stuff that you were saying right there. I can't 110% sit there and say that it's flat Earth. But what I would do is, like you, if I was going to put my money on a wager, I would definitely bet flat as well.
Right. What else is there? It's not even close. I mean, just look at the picture. And I got 5 or 6 more, but I mean, you know, I show one picture, Prodigy, and then people go, well, that's just one picture. It's like, well, how many do I need? You know, how many different equations do I need? We have nothing that shows anything else. We have no evidence that shows a ball. And you're telling, and it's not enough. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how people defend their psychosis. I don't know what else to call it.
It's because they see these Star Wars movies and these Star Trek movies that sensationalize going to other planets, meeting Klingons and freaking Vulcans and freaking shit like that right there. And
absolutely.
That's how they reason with that. They resonate with that. They want to go over there and see a flying monkey in Star Wars come over here and speak some gibberish, blah, 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 or whatever the fuck it does.
Right, exactly.
And that they love that stuff. They eat into it. So they could sit there and reason with that because they like to live in their fantasies. And Ball Earth gives them more fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a fun fact. NASA has advertised that if we go to Mars, we can get the best garlic bread in the universe.
Yeah, I saw that. I love that meme.
I want some of that. I want some bread. Some garlic bread.
But that's another thing. Like, even theists, and this is embarrassing, guys. When I hear these theists go, "Oh, did you hear that they found water on Mars?" I just have to give him the look. Like, are you serious? I mean, you believe that? You really believe that these men are telling you we found water on Mars?
Yeah, they do.
Please,
They're like, wow,
stop it.
Cool, we're going to Mars, dude. They got water up there.
Hey, we went to the moon. There was like 14 different sunlight angles with the shadows casted on the ground. I mean, we definitely can go to Mars, I swear.
That must have been the stars. Sorry.
Hey, but it's after we figure out how to get through the Allen Belt first.
Yeah, 335 through that movie. Yeah, 335 through that video, guys. The guy says we have to send this probe first before we send astronauts through it. And I know, and that's another fact. Look at the psychosis of these two people on this hangout. We show them that, and they literally, to our faces, say no, they didn't say that. I mean, you gotta talk. You guys gotta really, really be seriously suspicious about this, please, people. Even if you're an atheist, don't you want to know the truth? Even if you're supposed to be a skeptic. Most of you atheists call yourself skeptics, and you fall for this. You guys are a joke. I'm sorry. If you really call yourself a skeptic and this is what you believe, you are like at the bottom of the barrel of the intellectual side, guys. I'm serious. Like, that is pathetic. This is worse than evolution. Listen, guys, you want to believe in evolution, fine. You know what? Animals have similarities. Okay, guess what evidence you have for a ball Earth? 0.0 evidence for ball Earth, guys. You really got to think about this, guys. And evolution, I can destroy all day, and I can't get you to admit and realize that a gene pool is called a gene pool for a reason. So that's difficult. But now I'm showing you pictures, and you guys are telling me that there's a curve. Where's the curve, guys? Please. I mean, there's so much material out there. These guys, they have their cameras set up 60 miles away, looking at the front side of a building, and there's no angle. Come on, guys. I mean, it'd be harder if it's a mountain. You know, it's easier to look at a mountain and go, oh, no, that mountain's tilted, I think. Well, this is a building.
That footage. Actually, while you guys are talking, I'm going to show that footage. That's a good idea.
And you know what? That's the funny thing. Today, we went hunting today, and we found a mountain with a flat face, and we're going to take some pictures of it from different distances.
Yay.
Yeah, because it's never enough. You know, they're just going to keep denying it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, did you guys hear earlier on the show? There's a guy that said that if we don't know that radiation is there, we can have no effects of it. So if you don't believe in radiation, it won't affect you.
Exactly. It's a placebo effect. If you don't go to the doctor, they won't find anything wrong with you. Yep. And then if you do go to the doctor and you find something wrong with you, you just give them a fake sugar pill and you go, this is a natural healing, everything wrong in your life fix pill, and they'll take it and they'll be like, oh, I feel better. Yeah, okay, that's just a sugar pill. It's called a placebo effect, guys. People don't realize how much everything is just psychology. You know, it's just like anything you've ever done in your life. Don't you know you have to get mentally prepared for everything? Rather, if it was sports, or if you went out, you had to meet somebody behind the playground, after school, that you were getting into a fight. You had to get into a fighting mentality. You know, it's all about your mental ability. Mental is everything. You know, people say, oh, mental is 90, or sports is 90% mental, or this thing. No, it's 100% mental. It's the mentality is everything, guys, and that's why you have these people literally saying these psychotic nihilist claims when it's right in front of their face. Not just atheists, sadly, but Christians and theists. It's scary. It's not just a one group problem, guys. You know, it's out there. It's everywhere, man. It's all in your mind, guys. You guys got to clean your brains out. Stop watching TV, please.
I have a question. Just see who can figure this one out. If I go on a merry-go-round and I put a glass dome over top of me and I pressurize it, and you spin that merry-go-round at 1,000 miles an hour, what do you think's going to happen to me inside?
Nothing. You won't notice anything at all. I mean, I will, admit to the fact that obviously comparison of a 30-meter, diameter, whatever, 100-meter diameter merry-go-round is going to be a different if you're spinning that edge at 1,000 miles an hour versus the size of the 25,000 mile an hour. Look at that. There's the picture of Earth. Do they really see this? What's this video? Oh, yeah, there we go. Right there. No curvature. Look at that picture of the landscape right there on the horizon. And what is that distance, Rose?
45 miles, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's over 40. So, I mean, right there, guys, I mean, they got a distance of over 40 miles, and the buildings are still exactly straight up without an angle. Do you understand what that means? That means that you've been lied to your whole life, and it's time for you to wake up, people.
So if we have satellites, why do we have drones?
Right, so there's the map showing you the distance, right, Rose? Or I mean, that's what's it say? Is anybody talking right now? I can't hear anybody. Prodigal, are you talking?
Oh, no. I was just letting her show whatever she was showing on there. I didn't know she was going to play a clip or something.
Oh, yeah, right here. Okay, so he's at Bear Lake, and see the yellow line is going towards New York. He's showing you Google Earth. So he's proving to you from where he's at, right here at this point, the camera, okay, pans out right here. See, it goes that far. That's how far he's filming to New York. That's the yellow. So he's showing you the mileage right here.
How many miles is that?
Let's see. The length, 32.4 miles.
Now, wait a minute. Doesn't it say 62.4?
Oh, sorry, 62.4.
Yes, 62.4 miles, guys. Oh my God.
I was like 60. I knew it was like 60. Yeah. So he's gonna do the math right here. Here's the calculator. He's gonna add it for us right here.
Miles, bro, dude. I feel sorry for these fucktards.
I'm gonna go ahead and. I want to see this.
Yeah.
We do believe in calculators, right?
No, not if they don't tell us what we don't want to hear.
Well, wait a minute. What is the Coriolis effect on the calculator?
All right, so he's doing the math for us right now, which is very nice of him to do that for us.
This dude is definitely legit. That's a lot. I wouldn't have done all that work. Look at you.
69.7 when it's really broken down. This means that we should be able to see much further away, at least another 7 miles. Okay. So.
Or kilometers, give or take, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So this is it. This is where he's filming. This point to this point. He's showing you right here, right? The 2 red dots right here. He's doing that point. So this is Bear Mountain, New York City state line. Should I fast forward? Or you guys want to see this?
Yeah, just let it play for a second. I'm curious. Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, I just don't want to bore nobody. Okay. Yeah, he's the real deal. He's not fucking playing. So he's doing a distance with the central angle calculator. And he's showing you again, it comes up to 62.4 through this calculator. So this is a different calculator for people who don't believe in calculators. There we go. That's the radius of the Earth.
Right, that's about 40 miles. Yeah, so 62 kilometers is about 40-some miles, right?
BRB.
Oh, okay, look.
Right, so this is going to give the angle of how much lower that New York skyline would actually be.
Right. Okay, he's just pointing it out. I'm just going to go forward. He's using a big mini lighter.
Oh, yeah, showing that it's accurate down to 61.81 millimeters.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Yeah. He's on it. Okay, the thickness of 2 sheets of printer paper. So like the packs.
Well, that's pretty finite. Okay.
Mhm. So let's go. Right. So the building that would be in New York skyscraper would be 443, right? So you take this calculation that he's proven right here, you do it with this, the length of this. It doesn't add up. Right here. Here's the math for people who want to know the math right here. And it's saying where is the curvature. So if we don't shrink the okay, right here. If we could shrink the Empire State Building down to the height of your lighter, the distance to Bear Mountain would also shrink down to 8.7 meters. So leave your lighter on the floor, move back 8.7 meters, and ask yourself, where is the curvature?
Yeah, does he give a measurement of how much lower it would be? It would obviously have to be much lower, and does he?
It was kind of like the same thing you were saying, that if you're in a football field and you're at that certain distance, you wouldn't even see your feet or your knees. That doesn't mean that you're not on something flat.
Right, that's obviously, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what according to the blue ball experts, it's got to be significantly lower though. It has to be like 1,000 feet lower at that distance.
Here we go. So he's going to do an experiment right here, showing you the 30.1. Okay. Okay. So you go on the 1 right here. The 1. See where the paper's lined up? Then you have that distance, which would be what they're saying is Bear Lake. That's impossible. Right. So here we go. Okay, so that would be the Empire State Building to scale, right? From Bear Mountain, that's what it would be, the distance. See? Right here. Still no curvature.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah.
Mm.
Boy, and let me tell you, man, this is you got some serious problem, blue ballers, man.
Right here, false assumptions, wrong methods, no mathematics, and bad conclusions. And that's what they're telling us. This is what we should be seeing, and it's not there.
Right. I mean, but they're not. I mean, are they even mentioning the fact that it obviously wouldn't be at the same angle, though? Just the fact that you're looking at it standing straight up, though. You're not. You know what I mean? It's over. You know.
You put it on an inclination. So do you see the difference? All right. So moving on.
What's the conclusion? How many more minutes? 11 minutes. It's 15 minutes long.
Yeah. But it's a good. I mean, you can't say that he didn't put his work into this. I mean, it's incredible work right here. And then, so moving on. See, his point right here. I mean, excellent point. And then, let me see, moving on. No matter where you place. Okay, maybe if your object was 230 kilometers away, the artist could perceive. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. All right. You can tell the inclination of a cloud. What are you, a cyborg? Exactly. Alright, so, okay, so bottom line. Flat Earth theory cannot rely on objects leaning away from the observer to attack the globe Earth theory. It has to look elsewhere. So it's unreliable and unscientific to even think it's around Earth.
The only question is, why do they teach us this in school?
It's control.
If it's a theory, yeah. If it's a theory, why do they teach it like it's fact?
Well, exactly. Exactly.
It's about as bad as that freaking evolution mumbo jumbo.
Right. I mean, just for the record, that guy's trying to attack flat Earth theory, but he's actually disproving round ball theory. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm kind of confused, and I was actually confused by the. Couldn't really see the title, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just really trying to figure out what he's trying to say. If he's trying to say that actually helps a blue ball theory.
No, it supports the flat Earth theory. It'd be impossible.
Well, I absolutely agree. The fact of the matter is that the buildings are actually still standing perfectly straight up. So I don't understand. Yeah. What was the video called again?
Oh, let me get it.
But that makes sense. It's just like an evolution. It's just like anything that someone's going to argue. There's only one way to go. The truth is always going to ooze its way out. I mean, you can attack anything you want, but if it only points to one direction, that's all you're going to get.
Well, speaking of attackers, they're always smacking up and setting up traps, and then they get trapped in it because they forget they said it. And that's the problem with these loophole-ians, for example, Robbie and all the rest of the G's that always want to use the Bible, yet they don't believe. Come on, it makes no sense. They themselves are the definition of a loophole.
Right. The name of the video is New York Skyline from Bear Mountain, Big Experiment, Flat Earth Theory Destroyed. Oh. But it's not destroyed. Actually, it actually confirms what I was saying, so I don't know.
Right, that's my point, is that these guys are trying, these attackers that are attacking a flat Earth theory are just actually destroying ball Earth theory.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what I could tell.
That's what I got from it. I think that's what he's claiming, that's what it's doing, but to me, it's actually proving my point. So that's why I felt it was a good video.
Yeah, the easiest way to do it is honestly it's just the goggles you have on. It's all a mental thing. It's a psychosis. If you drive across the United States, as you see mountains, you will notice they never change angle, no matter how far away they are. You can look at them through a telescope if they're that too far away to see with your naked eye, and they will never change angles on you. It's too easy. I didn't realize it until I got out and just literally started driving across the country, and that's when that was it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out. I'm getting kind of sleepy. I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, well, y'all have a good one though.
All right, bro. See you next time, man. Have a good one.
Radical champion. Like, share, subscribe.
So, Rose, did you find anything about that Mason's crap? Because I still can't find nothing.
Yeah, actually, they were saying that was a long time ago that happened. But I didn't really get too deep into it. But yeah, that has happened.
Can you send me a link for that?
Yeah.
So I can see it?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Luke.
Hey, yo.
It's time for you to do your rant.
Yes, finally, ladies and gentlemen, I have been so motherfucking patient all motherfucking night. And I know we're talking about the flat earth, we're talking about the round earth, we're talking about the earth. here's what Luke Dog wants to add, the icing on the cake, the cool whip with your pudding, whether you use it or not. Hey, this is what I'm adding to the whole motherfucking conversation. The Titanic sank and there was a life raft. Here's the whole analogy point. Summing it up real quick. Round Earth, flat Earth. Hey, this motherfucking Earth is sinking, and there's only one life raft. And if you don't know that life raft, you need to get to know right now. And don't just know him like you think you know him. I'm talking Hosea 4:6 style. You don't want to be destroyed for lack of knowledge, folks. And if you are, hey, he said in James, anyone who asks for wisdom, he will give it to them. Why? Because he ain't a respecter of persons. He loves everyone. That's why he died for you. That's why he rose for you. That's why he lives for you. And that's why you should live for him. And then you're going to end up probably dying for him here soon. And if you don't, you're going to take the RFID chip. And you're going to be, well, fucked for life.
And the afterlife.
So
and eternity's too long to be wrong.
Where should I put the link at in here?
Mm-hmm.
Finisher?
Can you send it to me on a private message?
Okay, got it.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I sent it.
Hard to believe the last Christmas, guys. If it makes it, who knows? All I know is we're at this closing statement, the main event, the final stage, if you will. And how it's all going to pan out, stay tuned, because as soon as we ain't on this show anymore, something happened to us.
Everybody, make sure you check out Confessions of an Airline Pilot Flat Earth video. It's definitely interesting to hear people that are professional pilots talk about this issue, since lots of people like to talk about the airlines and why we can't fly certain directions. And I love it when blue ballers pretend that they understand how airline pilots, do their job. It's always fun. Poof.
Luke, dog, come back.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, 11:56 west of the Rockies. When are we closing this down, Rose?
I guess we're gonna close it down right now. Any last words?
Yeah, I'll pull one out of G-Man's book. Read your Bible, do what it says.
Thank you. Finisher?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to have last words whenever we always say, do your research, and TV, like that's research. So, I mean, there is no real last words that will get through to these people, so I guess I'm going to say good night to you and to Pill and to Luke Dog and to the to Backup. But I mean, other than that, there's not much we can do to say to them that will get through to them to actually look something up.
Yeah, will you guys actually research something if you're going to talk about it? I mean, that would be good, if you actually research the subject.
Yeah. I'm just going to see what they're saying in the chat if people would stop sending messages. All right. Okay. So what in the frack? Ed Brooks, Joffe, Josh. Thank you for coming by. You guys are wonderful people. I love you guys. And let's see who else. Not gonna mention Fiction Fighter.
Oh, we did anyway for her. Good for her.
All right. So, anyways, Jesus is real. Repent. You're not promised tomorrow. Look into this stuff. Don't believe anything we just told you. Look into it for yourself. Sometimes it's worth it. It's your life. I mean, don't you want to know the truth? Take the time. Take the time to figure stuff out for yourself, and don't expect everybody to give you all the answers, because we're not professional speakers. We're not professional teachers. So, we can only do so much. You can't expect to get everything out of us. It's not going to work like that. You have to do it for yourself. It's a hard road, but hey, pray on it or something. If you don't believe in God or Jesus, well, you will. And maybe that's why they don't want to do the research, because that's what you're going to find. All right. And if you don't like it, fuck off.
Hey, you know what?